That's $10,000, Connor. Ha ha! Yeah! Yeah! This show is not for sharpshooters. This show is a fucking machine gun. There's no Chewy center to this show. It's all hard candy. This show is not a sniper on a fucking roof. This show is a drone taking out a village. Do not invite me into your house because I will come in and I will wreak fucking havoc. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. I haven't said that in a couple of weeks. I've been waiting to say it, folks. That's a lie. I've said it over and over for 2 weeks. I practice it when I'm not around because I want to make sure that I have it just right when I come to see you again. And yes, I am coming to see you. I'm at your door. I'm a Jehovah's podcast. That's who I am. I'm knocking on the door because folks, have you heard the news? There's good rockin' tonight, first of all, but second of all, let's read this copy of The Watchtower. I'll tell you what, if you've heard the good news and there's good rockin' tonight, then let's read this copy of All Along the Watchtower. Why not? See, that's what happens when you take a week off, folks. You get your game upped. You start bringing song lyrics right into the goddamn opening, and everybody's happy. Even Lily claps. And I'll tell you what, that is no mean feat today. And here's why. Because Lily is all right, let's put it this way. Do you have a refrigerator? And you ever have those magnets that come apart, like the arms and the legs and everything? That's my friend Lily today. She's not a person per se, as she is a compendium of parts that are all ready to go at any second. She is a time bomb, and I am ready to pull either the red wire or the blue wire to make sure she does not explode during this show, folks, because it is bad. And I always dread this because I saw it on Facebook and I saw that she was ill, and I you know me, I'm the kind of guy who climbs into my head and I'm like, well, I don't want to make Lily do things that she doesn't want to do or can't do or is not capable of doing. Because I'm not a slave driver, folks. I will tell you this, I am a slave and I am a driver, but I'm not a slave driver. Who am I a slave to? I'm a slave to the rhythm with Grace Jones. Perhaps I'm a slave to the grind with Skid Row. Perhaps I'm 12 years a slave to fashion, as was my joke from about the Oscars on Twitter, which did not get nearly enough as far as I'm concerned. Thank you, Lily. That's Lily. Her mouth still works. That's good news. Because the rest of her is she needs a hyperbaric chamber, folks. She needs to be, you know what I need? I need all the king's horses and all the king's men. I think that's what I need. So they can put my Lily back together again because she is in dire straits, which means that she's getting money for nothing. Are you getting your chicks for free? That's probably how you got hurt. Got all your chicks for free. Lily wants her MTV. So anyway, folks, she is in a bad way. She's bruised and battered. She looks like one of those commercials for, you don't need to be treated like this, and there are shelters to help you get away from that mean guy. She's the after photo. That's what she is. She's the after photo of an abusive relationship right now. Although, actually, she's more like the present photo of an abusive relationship at this point. Because I'm roughing her up every week with my mouth, which actually sounds fun, but it isn't nearly as fun as it should be, or it could be. If only she'd let me. You know what? I could probably fix you. Just let me do it. She shakes her head no. It's, again, the only thing that works. She was at the chiropractor this morning, and then she locked herself out of her apartment today.
That was awesome.
I showed up. I come upstairs, and I didn't even get to come upstairs. She's downstairs. She goes, "Hi, Michael." I said, "Hi," because, Lily, she does not come downstairs unless she's leaving. And I'm like, and she's barefoot, which is weird. And she goes, locked myself out of my apartment here in the oldest building in Hollywood. And so she had to go get some Ecuadorian woman to grab the keys. And here's the thing. I don't even want to know what was in her apartment. Honestly, the Ecuadorian woman's apartment, because Lily's like, "Hey, I locked myself out of my apartment." Now, when I lock myself out of my apartment, which happens more often than not these days because my butler quit and she's not in there to open the door when I knock. So I'll lock my keys out of the house, and then I'm standing there like a dumb fuck, and I have to go get my manager person. So I'll go to her, and we walk over to the workshop, the work area, the workroom. She opens it up, and on the wall there's a huge pegboard, and with the apartment numbers, the corresponding apartment numbers, and she just grabs the keys off of there that match my apartment, and we walk over and we let me back into my home, and I feel safe. When Lily locks herself out of her apartment, she has to get in the elevator and go down 4 floors. Now, she would take the stairs if it wasn't for the fact that she is an invalid. So she goes ahead and climbs into the elevator, and she takes that down 4 floors, and she has to knock on the door of these people from Guatemala and say, "Hey, que hora es?" Me gusta apartment key, no. And so then they go, all right, fine. And then Lily stands there and waits barefoot on the oldest carpet in Hollywood and waits for them to come outside with the keys to her apartment. Well, I will tell you this. Part of that sentence is true. They do come outside of there with the keys. Now, whether they're for Lily's apartment, you don't know until a 4-floor elevator ride and walking down a hallway. So certainly we walk down the hallway and we get there. And this woman, what did she have, about 9 keys? She grabbed 9 separate keys. Now, that was an arbitrary number that seemed...
handing me the one key and me coming up and trying it and coming back down telling her it didn't work.
Oh, so I came in...
All of that.
Oh, I missed the whole beginning. Oh, so they did have a key that they thought was for your place. Yes. But it turned out not to work. No. So then the woman comes upstairs with a handful of keys. There had to be 9, 10. Some on rings, some not. Like she pulled... Literally like a magician, she clapped her hands and pulled one out from behind her ear. I didn't even see where it came from. I don't know if she got the magical powers just from being this close to the magical apartment that is my friend Lily and Eddie's, but somehow she had, by osmosis, learned to make a key emerge from her ear. She pulled it out, and then she tried it in the lock, and it didn't work. And Lily has several doors. I'll tell you that. She got like several entrances to her apartment, kind of a side entrance as well. And we turned the woman loose on that, and she's trying the keys, and she's doing all these different things. And then she goes downstairs, and Lily and I are talking in the hallway. And poor Lily, she can barely stand. She looks at me and she goes, I can't stand, and I don't want to sit.
Yeah.
And that doesn't leave a lot of options, folks. Honestly, that leaves Neo hovering in the air like in the Matrix. I mean, I don't know if Lily can pull it off just yet. Again, she's pretty stiff. And there is no Eddie Madrano. Ooh, can I say Eddie's last name? Oh, okay, yeah, funnyeddie.com. There is no him here to let us in or to take the edge off, certainly by barking or pulling out a rubber ear. He would do all of those things and make us very happy.
And I have no phone, too.
She locked everything in the house. She stepped out without her keys and her phone. And this is the thing is Lily uses her phone. Lily is never without her phone. Now, you may see me. There's a lot of times I don't have my phone where I won't be checking my phone at all. There's lots of times I don't have my phone anywhere near me. It'll be in a different room or in a different... Sometimes I just leave it in the car. Sometimes I just turn it off and I let it lay there. I don't check my phone at all. Don't listen to anybody who would tell you otherwise. But I'll get to that in a minute. But my friend Lily, she didn't have her phone. She didn't have anything. And, there's nothing more helpless than being locked out of your house because you're just like... It's just, I'm a door away or I'm a window away. I could be in my house. I could take 2 steps and be in my goddamn house if it wasn't for this barrier. But then when you think about it, it's a good thing that barrier is there because otherwise everybody is 2 steps away from being in your house, really, when you think about it. So when you lock yourself out, you should be happy because it means, guess what? The locks work. And the general public, who again, nobody's a fan of general public. I mean, the band general public, certainly, if they wandered through your hallway, you would want them to come in and show you a little tenderness. You would. Yes, you're goddamn right, really. Whoa. So if they were outside, certainly they would come in and they would poke. You know what they would do? They would walk in and they would look at you and they go, I confess I shouldn't be in your apartment. And they would turn around and they would walk out. Actually, I got to be honest, general public would not just walk into your apartment. They're not rude. They would knock on your door and go, special beat service. I am making myself laugh. I don't care if any of you are laughing.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to sub-reference music bands for the rest of the goddamn show. That's it. So Lily and I are in the hallway. Now, I will tell you this. I am cranked up in my ear. It's not that loud on the computer, right? All right, dudes, I am so cranked up in my earbuds. And all right, I will tell you this. I'll share this with you. Hold on. I'm about to get to that. For some reason, the volume is in play. Now, this is my soundboard. I don't know who the fuck else is recording on it, but when I come here, I'm supposed to be on it. But then Lily is using it for a different show every week. Is that why? Are you schlepping it out to that show?
I just replaced the mic cord. That's all I did.
Well, it made me loud. So I'm super loud in my brain. And look, I'm always loud in my brain. I think we know that. But now when I hear my voice, and it's crazy loud in my head. And so then I heard it, and I was like, whoa. Even if I sit way back from the microphone, I can actually hear it. I hear room ambiance and all that bullshit. And I just went through a whole fucking 4 days of that, and I'll get to that in a minute. So it was loud, and I said to Lily, I was like, wow, I'm really loud in my head. And normally Lily's just like, oh, okay, and she springs into action, and she turns it down. But she was like, do you want me to turn it down? And in my head, I went...
I didn't. I said, do you want me to turn it down?
Of course you did, but I don't want you to because that would mean bending and standing and moving.
God, I'm gonna turn
Don't
it
you
down.
dare. No, I've become accustomed to it. I've become accustomed to the sound. I've become accustomed to your face.
Oh my God.
All right. So
A little creepy.
but I didn't want to tell her to do it because I didn't want to hurt her. I didn't want her to be in pain. And just now she went to stand up to do it. And now I feel awful that I even brought it up. But that's what I do, folks. How do you spell wah wah so we can make that the name of the podcast next year?
WAAH.
Wah wah. That's a good name for this podcast. So Lily and I are in the hallway, and we're waiting for this woman to come up with keys. And I'm not kidding you. 3 trips up and down the elevator, this Panamanian woman shows up with handfuls of keys. And Lily, every time the woman leaves, looks at me and she goes, she's going to find the building super. The super's going to come up here. He's going to take 20 minutes futzing with it, and then he's going to call a fucking locksmith. Why won't they just call a fucking locksmith? I'm like, I don't know. When they come back, you should look at them and say, K, and see if it means anything, because I don't know if it does to those people. So then this Dominican woman comes back with handfuls of keys. She's just rifling through. And here's the thing that I don't even know. All right. I just think it's a fucking show. Like, I mean, I know she thinks she's accomplishing something because I don't even know what kind of a nightmare filing system they have in their fucking, they just have, I literally figure that in their apartment, it's empty except for a gigantic box of keys. And they sleep on it. They even sleep in it. Like, they roll around. That's why they kind of smell vaguely of metal and empanadas. I mean, like, they're just, you know that they're fucking sleeping in a huge box of keys. It's awful. So she just, I mean, she keeps coming up here and with different, I don't even think they were different keys. She might even have a big box of fucking keys. She might have the same 9 keys, and she just kept coming up and trying them, for fuck's sake. And over. And Lily's getting steamed because, again, she's in pain, man. She's fucking standing there. She's ready to go to pieces and fall apart. And then I'm gonna have to fucking, because literally Lily is not even a human being. She's just like, she's like Tetris in skin. Like, it's all kind of, you got to line it up just right, or it's gonna be all fucking whacked and you lose the game. And I don't want Lily to lose the game. She's in the fucking hallway and she's getting all Tetrised out, and I'm trying to make sure that her parts stay in place and they all interlock. And this one keeps coming up with fucking handfuls of keys. And I mean, fuck, I don't know why she keeps disappearing to fucking Mexico or where the fuck she's going to get these goddamn keys. But she does. And we're out there in the hallway, and finally Lily's like, I'm just going to kick this fucking door in. She goes, you know what? She goes, if I wasn't in pain, I would. And I just went, I'll do it. She goes, what? And I go, yeah, I got some aggression. I'd be happy to take out on your fucking door. Let's do this. And Lily looked at me and she just laughed. She just like laughed and she goes, you know why I'm not going to say this? Let's do this. Because I know that you would do this. And I said, yeah, hell yeah. And she's like, no, that's fine. I go, no, I'll bash it in and then they'll fix it while we're talking. It'll great. And she's like, no. So I don't know what the solution is at this point, but I know I'm outside in the hallway. And I'm wondering if Eddie is going to come home. And because she said Eddie was bringing her soup or something later. And so I'm just like, what the hell? So finally, this woman emerges from the Yucatan with like a magic golden key. And again, she still had a ton of keys, but the first one she tried works. Finally. And we get in the goddamn house. And it was just, you know what, I gotta be honest with you, I was really happy because I just wanted Lily to come in and be able to sit down and relax. And it's also that thing where you're trapped outside in the hallway. I started to talk about this a second ago, where you know you just want to go in your house, but you can't. And even Lily said to me, she goes, my soda's in there. And the TV's like blaring. You can hear the TV's like super loud, and you didn't know it was that loud until you got outside and you were locked out. And you're like, holy shit, everybody in the hallway can hear my fucking television, because in the house you don't care because you're in your goddamn house. But then when you get outside, you're like, oh my God, how loud is that fucking television? But my favorite was when she goes, my soda's in there. And I'm just, in my head, I'm like, everything you own is in there. Of course.
All I cared about was the soda.
Yeah. You know what else is in there? Your keys, motherfucker. Maybe you grab those next time. And Lily, again, she's never without her phone because she got trapped in the elevator here once.
Yep.
And so she's insistent that she has the phone to take care of whatever the fuck she needs to, because, again, you can't count on those people because they're out hitting a piñata or whatever the fuck they're doing with their lives. I have no idea. If they're out harvesting sugar cane, so they're not always around to get you out of the elevator.
But it was all because I couldn't bend to get my recycling down, so I had to walk out the door and like squat to set it, and then I heard the door close, and I'm like, no, and I couldn't even.
You couldn't even wheel to stop it because she is the 2 words I would use to best describe Lily right now are oil can. Oil can.
Pretty much.
Because she is Lily. Oh, Lily's my Mick Mars. That's who she is. She's got that ankyloscleria or whatever the fuck it is. Mick Mars is the guitarist from Motley Crue, and I think he's like 60 because he's like 10 years older than the rest of them. But he has this disease where his bones are fusing together. So he's becoming like a human Mick Mars statue. And eventually, they will totally fuse together and he won't be able to move. And then they can just put him on eBay and sell him as a giant action figure. Why the fuck wouldn't they do that? Although not much action to be had with McMars when his bones fuse together. So yeah, he's a fucking crazy, like weird paperweight. He's just a paperweight of a man. And that's who you're becoming. You're turning into that. But hopefully it won't be the case. Hopefully they'll find a cure. Because Lily went to the chiropractor this morning. And it was an hour-long appointment, but he only worked on it for 10 minutes because he had to spend the other 50 minutes taking off his witch doctor hat and taking the bone out of his nose. So, because that is not a science. It is a guy who's going, hey, I can bend you up for a while. Want to pay me?
It helped. You should have seen me before.
Oh, even more so than like now and how stiff you are?
I couldn't drive. I was like this.
You're McMars. For those of you who don't know what she's doing, she's turning her entire upper body instead of her neck. She couldn't move her neck.
Now I can at least go like this.
Nice. Look at that. Look at that neck in action. Very swan-like. All right. So now she is. She's with us. And then we got into the house here, and then we've been here for like an hour or so talking. And an hour seems light. And it was so funny. She's like, all right, we got to start the show. She goes, because I can barely sit still now for like another 5 minutes. And I went, oh, no, because there's a show to do. There's talking to be done. I mean, I wasn't here last week, so I have to catch you guys up on all things Mike, right? That's this whole thing is. This is just, you ever get that annoying fucking Christmas card where someone is like, here's what we did all year. You get one of those from me every week.
An annoying card?
Yeah, that's who I am. I'm that guy who sends the Christmas card that shares too much information. Well, then I got the gout in October. Well, nobody fucking cares about the gout. Just say ho, ho, ho and smile and take a fucking picture and send it to me. I don't give a shit what you did in fucking September, goddammit. Although I do know what you did last summer, thanks to your fucking newsletter. Okay. I was so mad. There was this woman I follow on Twitter, and she has like 1 million followers. And she wrote, I'm at that age now where I have to try to, I can only get laid in a bar if I convince guys I'm the girl from the motels. Because she sort of looks like Martha Davis. And so I responded to her on Twitter, and I just wrote, you walk the loneliest mile.
Aww, that's one of my favorites.
And there was no response. None. How do you not acknowledge that? That was gorgeous. It was me again with song lyrics. Of course, I guess it's no great shakes, really. No great achievement. Me running down song lyrics. But just to write, you walk the loneliest mile. God damn it, I love me. All right. Hi, I'm back. I haven't been here in 2 weeks. I was here 2 weeks ago. I wasn't here last week. Right? Does that make sense? That's how it works. And how hastily recorded was that intro to last week's show? Let's go back and listen to that, folks. I apologize. I didn't even think about it. It was because, I blazed through it super quick because I had recorded the show 2 weeks ago, and then I had to be out of the house. I had to leave here quickly.
Yeah.
I wound up here longer than I thought I was going to be, and so I had to record 2 separate intros for last week's show because I wasn't sure what last week's show was going to be, and then I wound up recording that one, and it seems like it was too fast because then when I listened to it back, and I stumbled over words, and it just that's not me, folks. You know me. I'm crisp. I'm clean. I like to enunciate. E, and then a picture of a nun, and then a picture of the C, and then the letter 8. I'm going to speak in rebuses from now on, folks. You remember Uncle Rebus? He was racist, but it was in a confusing puzzle. All right, so that has to be done, right? Somebody must have done that. Unless I should buy UncleRebus.com and then just have racial slurs, but done in like confusing puzzles. All right. Better yet, here's what I do. I draw up a series of confusing racist puzzles and I stuff them in cookies, and I give them away with food that's ethically appropriate. Oh my God. Uncle Rebus has a Chinese restaurant, and then he stuffs confusing racist puzzles into a cookie. This is perfect. I'm a little worried about the message in a dessert. Did the Chinese invent that? They must have, right? Because here in America, we cook a baby into a cake, and we say Happy Mardi Gras. But otherwise, it's like you don't have nobody has like a registered letter in their pudding. I mean, that just seems ridiculous, right? All right. Well, because I don't understand the concept of having a message in desserts. Did we invent fortune cookies or did the Chinese? We invented cookies. Then the Chinese culturally appropriated our cookies. And then they wrapped a special message in there. So they invented fortunes. All right, hold on. Chinese invented fortunes. We invented cookies. 2 great tastes that taste great together. Now, dude, you got your fortune in my cookie. You get your cookie in my fortune. And then the sound of a gong. The commercial's over. Stupid. All right, I need to shut up. Hi. I'm a little jangled because I'm back in town. I was out of town last week, folks. I was all over the place. I made a lot of different stops. I saw a lot of different people. I shook a lot of hands. I hugged a lot of people. I kissed a lot of babies. Hugged a lot of toddlers. And then ran a lot of blocks to get away from the parents of those toddlers and babies. I went to the park. I hugged some toddlers. I kissed some babies. And then I ran furiously to get away from the parents who were angry, who did not know who I was. And I said, I'm a famous podcaster, and ran. But I was in several different cities last week, culminating in my trip to Chicago, where I was visiting one David Hernandez, and of the 40-year-old boy Hernandezes. Oh. And I was there. I went to his house to visit my godson, and to see my niece, and to see his lovely wife, and to have him make fun of me for 4 days for some weird reason. It seemed odd. I was there to have fun and have a good time, and all of a sudden I was the object of ridicule. One man's scorn was channeled right toward me, and I could not do anything about it. And I hear him. Listen, if you listen closely right now, you hear that? Have you ever heard someone scowl before? You just did. Because David Hernandez just scowled. No, we had a good time. It was great. I went there to work on interlude stuff. Those of you who are new to the show, and there are some of you because you've written me, because I did a Comedy Film Nerds thing, and I got some people there who crossed over, and they're very nice. Our friend Ben is a new listener. Max and I do a thing called the interlude at the end of every year of the podcast. Well, Ben, you should know this because you actually got year 1, year 2. You have the links or whatever. You have the download set, the You and Evil box set. We do the interlude at the end of the year. So there'll be episode 52. I think last year we did 53. Because there was a thing where I was out of town or someone got sick. I don't fucking know what happened. And I'm a jerk and I can't just go, well, it's okay. No, I felt like I had to have bonus in there. I had to have one extra one. I couldn't cheat you people. And then we take the week off and we have a musical episode that goes in. And by the way, when I say we take the week off, it just means we don't show up and do this. Dave works for months on what you hear. I mean, he goes and he takes care of business, and I don't want to give anything away, but I had to go and record my parts for it this year because yet again, and I don't know why, he's decided to include me, and that just doesn't seem to make sense.
It's your show.
But so what? If anything, it is my show, but then I should just go, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Hernandez and this year's interlude. And then he should just do the rest. He should just be all magical with music and whatever the heck he wants, because nobody wants to fucking hear me then. You just heard me for 52 weeks. Nobody wants to hear me on the week off.
Well, no, it's like when Jimmy Fallon does the thing with the Roots. It's not like the Roots play with the guest singer. He's there on banjo or tambourine or something.
That thing in the room when they do that?
He's involved when they do it.
How did you know I play banjo and tambourine?
Well, you don't play either of those, I know.
I don't do anything.
I heard you play the cell phone keypad, though.
I don't know what that means at all, quite frankly. So I'm at Dave's house, man, and we're there, and everything's fine. I thought everything seemed good. And when I show up in town, it's literally, I am just a giant piece of cholesterol that gets in Dave's bloodstream because he eats healthy. He eats like fruit and normal food, and he's got himself all squared away. And then I come in town for 3 days, and I just drop a food bomb on him. But not a good food bomb. Like, dude, oh man, we went for subs. I'll tell you in a second. But this is my fault again, because I go, where should we go? And he said, let's go here. And then if I would have chosen to go somewhere, then I can't. But he even said to me, because let me go to his restaurant and I'm getting ahead of myself. I showed up Friday and we had to bang around some stuff, and he's really ready for me. Like, he's ready for me to record, and everything was great. We were recording fine. And then Saturday night, well, I'll tell you this, so he busts my balls on the phone. Like, I have my phone because I'm texting, and I'm on Facebook, and I have email, and I have Twitter, and I have Snapchat. I have all of these things to check. And I run the gamut. I check Twitter and then Tweetbot, and now you're thinking, hey, it's the same feed. Yes, it is, but I can't check one and not the other because then they don't balance, and then my phone will tip over. So I need to check all the Twitters and then all the tweet bots, so then they're all lined up and everything's square. It's all caught up. And then I check Snapchat, and then I check the emails, and then I delete all the emails that aren't appropriate. And then I check, and then I have to go to Facebook. Facebook's usually the last one because that's one where I'll actually be involved a little bit. And then I text if someone's texting me. So the first night, we're at the dinner table, and I grabbed it, and it's just me, him, and his wife, Kristen. It wasn't like a family thing where we all sat down, and he's like, no, dude, no phones at the dinner table. Uncle Mike, no phones at the dinner table. And I'm like, okay. And I put it down, and it's fine. I can respect that rule. but then it seemed like the dinner table got larger and larger over the next few days. Like wherever I was, and I'd have my phone in my hand and go, hey, are you doing that? You're doing that now? Like he totally hated me on the phone, which I get. But I was there. I was present. I was listening. And just so I had one eye doing one thing and then my ears and an eye doing another thing. But, and I will tell you this, it drives me fucking crazy when people are on the phone with me. So I understand where he's coming from. But at the same time, I wasn't doing anything that crazy. I was just holding the phone and looking at it. I mean, I've been with people who won't stop texting. And I've been with people who take a phone call when you're with them, which is like, really? You're going to take a fucking phone call? I'm here with you and you're taking a phone call. Brilliant. All right. That's fine. But look, if my phone rings when I'm with somebody, unless it's like my mom, which I have to take now, I'll tell you what, if my mom didn't have cancer, I don't take her phone call if I'm with you, for fuck's sake.
Good thing she got cancer.
Yeah. I think she may have gotten cancer just to make sure I pick up the goddamn phone. Why doesn't he pick up when I call? I know what I'll do. Is that how you smoke? Is that a good smoking noise? I have no idea if it is. That sounds like a monkey running. Actually, it doesn't. Monkeys don't run like that. Monkeys don't run. They swing around, right? They go from tree to tree on a branch. No, right? Dude, if I saw a monkey running like a dead sprint, like fucking crazy Sebastian Coe just running at me, oh, that's not a good one. Sebastian Coe's not a sprinter. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to go with a sprinter because then it would sound like I was equating a monkey with your famous sprinters who all happen to be African Americans, and then I would look like a jagoff. So that's why my brain went, go white guy, like at the last second. I go, oh man, if I saw a monkey running at me like a famous sprinter like Sebastian Coe, because my brain went, go white guy at the last second. Because I was not about to say that a fucking monkey looked like somebody else. So I said, all right, just go. And I went Sebastian Coe. That's why that's how far back it is to have the famous white runners. Literally, oh wait, I'll tell you what, if a monkey came, I can do it better. Dude, if I'm out there and a monkey came sprinting at me like fucking Oscar Pistorius, oh my God, I would lose my fucking mind. Because that monkey's part cyborg. He's got the crazy blade feet. Dude, if a monkey breaks both his legs and they have to amputate him, would they give him those blades? They shouldn't give humans those blades. Fuck that advantage. And then fuck that guy for running a race. And then he shot his wife or whatever the fuck, that girlfriend. And I'm seeing the case and he's like, yeah, I didn't do it or whatever the fuck. I don't even know what his defense is. His defense is, hey, I'm famous. Like literally that's his only defense. Dude, do I look like the kind of guy who would do that? I don't know. You look the kind of guy who could thresh wheat with your feet. That's who you look like.
Oh my God.
Seriously. When he was in the Olympics, and it's like, I'm sorry, I had a problem with him in the Olympics. If I was another Olympic athlete and I was training, because that guy doesn't get any fucking bone spurs in his feet. I mean, he might. But his feet are still at the lab where Skynet is watching over them before they go self-aware. That's what they're doing. Because he is the forerunner of all the Terminators. Oscar Pistorius is the forerunner of all the Terminators. Because they programmed him with the athletic ability that a Terminator would have, but then they also programmed him with the aggression that he would need to destroy the human race. Unfortunately, he started with a blonde model. Like he went off the fucking rails. He was supposed to kill like a president or some head of state, and instead he fucking whacked some girl from the Victoria's Secret catalog, and they're like, oh, we got to start over. So don't be surprised, folks. Don't be surprised when the next fucking Olympics comes around and there's some dude with fucking pitchforks for hands. And he wants to throw the javelin. Even better, what if he fucking shoots his hand like a javelin? Oh my God, what if a guy has javelin hands? Which, by the way, that's the worst part of all that jazz. When Bob Fosse brings the guys out to throw up the javelin hands. Ha-cha! Like 2 or 3 people get skewered. It's brutal. First time I ever saw javelin hands was in the Cold Hearted Snake video by Paula Abdul. And then I went, wait a minute, this is like a knockoff of, and I realized it was from All That Jazz, and then I saw the origination of the javelin hands. Javelin hands? Tell me there's not a girl out there, a stripper named Javelin. How is there not a stripper named Javelin? Anyway, I'm in Chicago last week, and Max was like, he was just angry about the phone. Not angry, but just annoyed. And like I said, I understand that to a certain extent, but I mean, I'm a public figure. God damn it. I need to check the phone at all times. A lot of that is not true, but so what? But then here's this. So then I'm taking pictures, and I took some pictures of Dave, or I took some pictures of the studio and stuff, and he's like, you can't put that one up. Can't put this up. Can't put those pictures up. And I'm like, okay. All right. Well, I wanted to put this up. And he goes, nah, you can't. I'm like, all right. Because again, he didn't ask to get sucked into the machine. You know, he does artwork and music, and that's it. He's just a guy. He's a normal dude, and he's not me who's tearing. You know, I don't even have I'm not even an open book. My book is just torn to shreds and thrown all over the room. It's like, yeah, I can't even think like, oh yeah, I opened the book. No, I fucking tore it apart. It's like, you know what happened? A monkey sprinted at me, and I threw my book at it, and it tore it to shreds, and it threw it all over the goddamn room. Sprinting Monkey is a good Indian name. Like, like Dances with Wolves or Steps in Pond. Sprinting Monkey. Steps in Pond. Well, like he's not a noble warrior, certainly. He's like a medicine man, or he might be just one of he's one of the Indians who hang around camp, who has to sweep up after the dance. That's who Steps in Pond is, because he's just like a completely clumsy dude. He's not Ford's River or Rides Giant Pony. He Steps in Pond. Rides Giant Pony. He's more of a circus Indian. Native American. I don't want that to happen. People are upset about that. You know what's funny? I didn't want to do the Sprinter Monkey thing, and yet now here I am with the Indian dudes, and I had I went through 47 different nationalities for the woman unlocking your door.
Throw the rest under the bus.
Yeah, everything's finished. I'm a terrible person. That's a good song, though. You ever heard that song?
I'm a terrible person.
By Rooney? Rooney?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's a good song. I'm a terrible person.
Nope.
All right, so Dave and I are working, and we're in Chicago, and we're doing business. We're taking care of business every day, taking care of business every way, taking care of business. Well, that's all right. Taking care of business. We were working overtime. All right, so we're in his house. And he wants me to record stuff, and then I go downstairs, and so I'm taking these pictures, and he tells me I can't put them up, right? I'm taking all these different pictures. He's like, you can't put them up. You can't put the picture up. I'm like, okay. Because you know why? I respect my friend of 35 years' wishes. No problem, man. I won't put those up. Cool. He's like, do me a favor. Send me any pictures you take. Send them to my email account, and I'll take a look at them. I'm like, all right, no problem, man. Whatever you got to do, I'll send them to you. And then I land in California. I mean, I'm on the plane 4 hours. He drops me at O'Hare. I take a 4-hour plane ride back to California, back to home, back to terra firma, back to warm temperatures and sea breezes. This is where I show up. And I get off the plane, and I go on Facebook because, I know you're thinking, oh, you had to check your phone right away. Yes, I had to check my phone. I don't know what happened in those 4 hours. Well, yes, I do know what happened in those 4 hours. All of a sudden, Dave, who needed creative control over every photograph that I took, has decided to put up 80 candid shots of me using my fucking phone.
It was funny.
That I did not know he took. Like, I had no idea he's taking those photos. And then, and let me ask you this. Did I get a question of, hey, Mike, is it okay if I post these? No, I did not. All I got was a face full of me on the phone. And yes, granted, it proves his point. So what? But he could have done it in a very much less sneaky way. Because then I'm there in a coat, and I don't get creative control over my face. I have creative license, all right? I need to know that I look okay. Like, dude, when people come to my live shows, I say it all the time. Hey, take a photo from the shoulders up so I don't look like a fucking idiot. Because I'm from the chest up, I'm worth something. But from the chest down, forget about it. Throw me in a river. You might as well have a monkey sprint at me and beat the hell out of me, for fuck's sake. Or an ape. Oh, a sprinting ape. Sprinting ape, that's a much better Indian name than Sprinting Monkey. Because Indians probably didn't have they weren't in jungles. Indians were in America. There's no monkeys running wild in America. There should be. Is that what you're saying? Oh, look at your face. It lit up. I would love to see sprinting monkeys all over this great land of ours.
I want a monkey.
They always talk about how Texas is going to secede from the Union. Or they talk about like there's the East Coast and the West Coast and there's flyover country. Let's fill flyover country with monkeys.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
I'll go back.
They're evil.
Monkeys are evil or flyover country?
Monkeys are evil.
Monkeys are not evil. They just want you know what? They just want a place to be, man. I call it Occupy Iowa. Let's just let's just drop fucking boxes of monkeys into Iowa. We'll call it Occupy Iowa. There you go. And you know what we'll do before we do it? Let's just cover Iowa in typewriters. And see what happens. We'll cover literally Iowa. Every square foot of Iowa will be covered in typewriters. And then we will just fucking drop monkeys from planes. And eventually they will write the greatest book of all time. It's Iowa. What the fuck else are the monkeys going to do? They're going to sit down and type. You're going to hang out in bars. That's it. That's what you do in Iowa. You wrestle.
Monkeys in bars in the Midwest. That's all there is.
And they're going to wrestle too. Oh, they're going to totally wrestle. Dude, I would totally see a monkey in a singlet. Monkey has to put on clothes if he's going to wrestle.
They might ski. They're skiing.
In Iowa? There's no skiing in Iowa. The only skis that are there is that the guys live in the Polish neighborhood. There's no fucking skiing in Iowa.
Wow.
Let's hurt those people now. Let's take them down.
Wow.
I just got a Gatling gun of racism and I'm spraying everybody down. It's not really racism when come on, all you like Polish people don't have ski in their name? Come on. I didn't mention the fucking ice cube recipe. I didn't mention that at all. All right.
Wow.
What? Look, if I had this entire show screwing in a light bulb, who knows how many it would take? That made me laugh. Dude, if we fill Iowa with monkeys and typewriters, eventually, the greatest American novel will be published. It'll come out of there. Monkeys in singlets typing all over Iowa. This is what we need, damn it. Go to Fort Dodge. Fort Dodge means a lot to me. Fort Dodge is a fancy city. Well, it's not really fancy. Fort Dodge is where, well, I don't know if I should say this. I don't know if it's too personal. I may have already said this, though. I did comedy in Fort Dodge, and my then girlfriend, eventual wife, and always enemy combatant, and reluctant butler. She was not an enemy combatant. She was a wonderful person, and we got along well until she decided she didn't want to spend any more time with me ever. She was, well, I mean, she did her butlering duties, but she was certainly reluctant. She did not want to be, I don't think she knew she was the butler, quite frankly. She thought she was a doting wife who was doing nice things. And I was like, haha, Jeeves, put on a tuxedo and I'm going to go in the study. And then I would walk 3 steps and sit at my desk because I don't have a study. I have a 1-bedroom apartment. I have nothing, folks. Nothing. But yeah, so in Fort Dodge, Iowa, that's where I went to do comedy, and then young Karen came with me, and that was where Karen lost her virginity. Was on that trip on stage. Now, because I'll be honest with you, it was going to be funnier than anything I was going to bring to those people. And it's so funny. I remember when it happened because I don't, when it happened. Because it was that thing where, I kind of let her decide, because I wasn't pushing for it. I'm not that guy, you know what I mean? Because I kind of recognized what that meant, if it was to happen, like, I mean, I was all for it, but at the same, because I mean, I had kind of made some decisions at that point anyway. But at the same time, it was going to be completely her decision because I was not going to be the guy who did that and then went off and disappeared or whatever. I mean, she had to be completely comfortable with it, and she had to be the one to say yes. Well, seriously, because I wasn't gonna
rape her.
Well, you know what I mean? Because we were doing other things all the way up until then, but this was like,
this is really funny.
Yeah, I mean, this was,
Yeah, she's gonna be the one that says yes. Otherwise, it's a no.
Well,
no.
I don't know about all that.
No.
Not in Iowa. So yeah, no. So that was the thing. The bottom line is I wasn't going to talk her into it. Is my point. I wasn't going to pursue it. I wasn't going to be like, hey, no, come on, we really got to do this. Because I'm not that person. I'll go as far as you let me. And then, and please, I will continue to try. Certainly, I will absolutely continue to try. But I will never trick you into anything. Although that's a lie. One time I did set up a box with a stick on it, a candy bar, and I got laid that way. That worked out pretty good. I just had a trail of peanuts that went under a box with a big stick, and then a monkey with a singlet sprinted under there. Ha ha! Gotcha.
Oh my God, monkey sex.
We only dated for a couple of months. Dated seemed strong. It's more of a booty call. And I was never the one calling. I would just have an open window, and I would hear that screeching, and I'd go, "I'm in." But I always had to tell the difference between the booty call from him and just like I'm totally tired and I need to go to sleep, because monkeys screech all the time, folks. You really have to spend some quality time with them to find out the discerning level of their screeches. The I want to get laid screech is not that much different from, oh my God, I'm going to throw my feces at you screech, which is a very rough one. And I'll tell you what, it led to some very comical mistaken moments between the two of us. Oftentimes in the middle of the night, I would show up thinking I was going to get laid, and I would walk out of there just wiping shit out of my eyes. And I'm like, oh, what a drag. I've got to learn a lot more about these screeches if we're going to make this work. We need to make this work.
Oh, God.
I built you a treehouse, for fuck's sake. Why would you throw this in my face? Because that's what monkeys do. They have no impulse control. Ask Oscar Pistorius. He's nothing but a monkey, folks. He's a giant chimp with crazy razor-sharp feet. A chimp with razor-sharp feet. Awful. And you know what they said? Let's put him in the Olympics. Kill that guy. And then he shot the woman from the Swiss Miss Coco ads. Kill him. I don't know. She's just blonde and perfect. She looks like she stepped out of a clock. I mean, Jesus Christ. And he puts 4 bullets in her. He put 4 bullets in that. Dude, That's like fucking, you know what that's like? That's like fucking like smashing a vase that's like in a famous museum. You can't kill beauty. Don't kill beauty, Pistorius. Just because you have shiny chrome feet you can see yourself in.
Oh my god.
Well, what do you see now when you look at those shiny chrome feet, Pistorius? You know what you see? You see a monster. A villainous monster. And all over Europe, their bikinis being unworn. Because you took out the woman who would have worn them. He shot her 3 times, 4 times, 3 times? Shot her through the bathroom door, and each shot would have killed her, but he continued to keep shooting. Pistorius. If you have that kind of rage and you're that fast, when you get that mad, run away. Because why stick around? You know something bad's about to happen. Get the fuck out of there. But you know why? Because you can't run away from yourself. Take it from me, folks. That was the awful laugh. So Dave and I are at his house, and he's taking all these candid photos of me that I didn't understand. And we were working, and things seemed to be going quite well. I was doing what I was told. I was recording what I was told I was supposed to record. I was looking at it. It was very funny. I was trying to contribute wherever I could. And then, folks, Saturday night, there was a segment we were going to record, and he's like, all right, this is going to be totally fun. And then 3 hours later, he and I are having a conversation about whether or not we want to continue working together anymore. That's strong. That's a little strong. But Dave got a taste of what Lily has to go through on every Wednesday because I felt I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, and I felt I wasn't giving him what he needed. All right, I'll tell you this about me. I like to one take everything, and I feel that if I didn't get it in one take, I'm stupid and it's bad. Like, I don't know why I have that in my head. It's just this terrible thing where I feel like I've got to fire away and my first instinct is good and the first thing I come up with is the way to go and I better nail it. I better one take Jake this motherfucker or it's bad. There's no point. Because there's another thing too. You know, when Dave and I get together, we improvise a lot. So I'll improvise some stuff and I think it's really funny and then it hits and then he's like, oh, we got to do that again. Well, then I go, well, fuck, I got to write 5 more jokes. And he's like, why? I said, because I do. It's just because I want to make you laugh. I want to be funny. And he's just like, well, no, just use the ones you used. And I go, no, but then the element of surprise is gone. Like there won't be anything good. You know, all the funny's been sucked out of those. I said those already. And he's like, you are a crazy person. Do those. And that's kind of the way it was. And then I was torn. Remember I told you I'll bludgeon you or I can stab you? Well, Dave wanted me to just bludgeon everything, and I wanted to stab everything. So I'm like, well, dude, let me write these jokes, let me perfect these, and I got to take every word. And he's like, dude, no, just fucking go, just do what you do, just unleash. And he's like, fucking unleash the bees and do that. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I think this calls for something different. And he's like, you're getting in your head here. You need to stop. And then him telling me that I'm in my head and I need to stop makes me ashamed that I'm wasting his time and I'm ruining his day and I'm not making it fun for him. And then I get really mad at myself. And then I'm really no good to anybody because I'm completely uncreative. And Lily's just shaking her head because she knows, she's seen it. It's that thing where I'll fire off a big chunk of stuff and then it didn't record or something. And I go, I'll never be able to reproduce that. Never. And then a black cloud shows up in the house. Actually, I'm sorry. A black cloud shows up in the hallway. A woman from Cuba comes upstairs with 47 keys and tries them all in the lock to let them in, and then the cloud settles nicely over my head. And then I stare. And I will look and I'll think, and then poor Lily will sit here, and then she'll go online and she'll find Facebook things, or she'll do whatever she can to stay busy because she's just kind of a prisoner at the mercy of it. But it's, you know, it's, and I'm trying to, I got to fix it, I guess. Right? I should. But Dave, he's not used to that. And also, this was the part that he thought was going to be all fun. So he's telling me, he's like, dude, this is supposed to be the fun part, and I don't know what you're doing here. You kind of went away, and then we had a debate, and then and then the more I talk about it, he's just kind of going, yeah, I don't. Lily and I have a different dynamic than Dave and I, in that Dave's known me forever and just says fuck you, like he doesn't, and not fuck you in a mean way, but just like, dude, just, you know, fucking handle it and fix it. And it took about, I would say 2.5 hours. 3 hours. And I did, it's so funny, we were writing these internet updates, or the interlude updates on the Westside 86 Jokers page. And one of them I wrote, I just landed a punch, whether it was on me or Meg, so you'll have to decide for yourselves. And that was true. I punched myself in the head, but like as hard as I could. And then he even looked at me, he's like, dude. And it's just because I was just kind of, you know what, it was like when a record is skipping and you're just trying to fucking get it to the next beat. I was trying to get myself to the next beat when I did something that dumb. And yes, I'm dangerous and weird, and I hear all these things. Yes, I'm a terrible person. I get it. Thank you. You're all very controversial. Um, so finally, we worked through it, and by we I mean I. I did the best I could to get through it, and then we adapted it, and he made it work musically, and he made it work a real good. And he's a fucking hero, just like Lily is, because they're able to withstand the force of Mike that shows. And it's funny I say that, because I always talk about when bad things happen, I go, Mike showed up. Mike showed up. In the middle of all this, we're in the cat house, and we're not recording. It's just kind of quiet. All you can hear is our chairs scraping and me staring. You can hear my brow furrowing. And Mex looks up and he goes, dude, I like Mike. I don't think I like the 40-year-old boy. And I went, oh. He goes, because I think maybe you're giving yourself license to do this because you've just said out loud, yeah, this is who I am, and you've just decided that that's who you are, and so you do that instead of fixing it. And I said, I don't know if it's that. I go, I genuinely am upset that I'm not giving you what you want, and then that makes me kind of angry at myself, and it also gets to, I read this thing, and fuck, here comes armchair bullshit, and I apologize. I read a thing about how kids from like broken homes, they are furious at themselves for making any mistake at all because in their subconscious somewhere they think their mistakes are what led to their house being a broken home. Like it's the weirdest thing. And I don't know if that's fucking true, and I don't know if that has any application to me. You know what I mean? But I've tried. I thought just by bringing that up, it would show that I have actually done some research into why I am this kind of person and what I need to do to fix it. It's just that I haven't gotten around to the fixing it part. But luckily, Dave's known me forever, and he was able to write it out, and then he's going to make whatever I did infinitely better by adding music to it and making it great. So, yeah, the interlude is going to be, it's going to be fucking crazy. I as always, whenever I show up at his place, I'm astonished by the level of work and the input and the things that he's done. And also, I should tell you, there's things, he described to me things that he still has to do. And we've got like a month before it or 5 weeks or something. And it made me laugh. I was just like, Jesus Christ, do you need me to do anything for that? He's like, no, I think I got it. And I'm like, of course you do. Because, that's what you do. That's what he does. It's insane to me. It's insane. I come here and I talk once a week, and that can be a thing where you get on yourself and you're like, well, do I did that right, or should I do that right, or did I do that right? Not do I did that right. I think I said do I did that right. I think I said do I diddy that right. But I had a great time there, except for that 3 hours where I fucking almost ruined everything. But other than that, it was great. Hey, and it's funny, you can apply that quote to anything I do in my life pretty much. Hey, I had a great time except for that 3 hours where I almost fucking ruined everything. So that's good news. But it was great. It was a good time. I had a great trip to Chicago. And it's funny because I was home, and I went to Romeoville, where I grew up. And I went to the block where I lived. Fuck it. I took Jill there. I took Jill on a tour to show her Jill, if you guys, Jill is a friend of the show, a friend of mine. And so we were in Chicago. I took her to see the street where the BB gun fight happened from the Big Angry. I was like, this is where I grew up, this tiny street. And I'll be honest, it just felt dumb doing it. Like she was really sweet, and she's like, no, I want to see this. And then there's nobody wants to see. Look, there's another house I lived in. Hey, there's where I throw a frozen beer at a brick facade. It's just like so dumb, such a weird, hey, that was my high school, but now it's a middle school. It was fun, but it was also, I just felt like I was burdening her with this nonsense and she's just like, no, I really want to do this. It's awesome. So, because she's really sweet. So that was very nice. But I wound up in Romeoville, and that's Karen. That's where Karen was born, and where her family still lives, and where she is now. I've found, because she and I have been in contact. We still have stuff that we're sorting through. We still have a tax bill that we're paying, and she's still got things at my house, which they shouldn't be there, right? They should be gone. But but I was on her a little bit to come and get them. And then when I finally kind of decided, you know what, this is ridiculous, you have to get them, she was unfortunately called away to Chicago for family stuff. So, so she's there, and so I have stuff in my place. And so I'm still figuring out how that's going to work and what's going to happen. But it was interesting that she was there when I was there, because it is a year ago today, actually. Well, not today. Well, you're hearing this. Today, Wednesday, when I'm recording, is a year ago. I got the phone call from Karen telling me she wouldn't be here when I got back. 1 year. And it's pretty strange. You know, the divorce itself was final in December, because I effectively hid under the coats and just let it take its course. Because I was getting envelopes all the time, you know, telling me that, you know, hey, you got to sign this, you got to do this, there's this appearance date or these dates, and I ignored it all. Because, and this will sound stupid and immature, but hey, who you talking to? I just felt like it wasn't my decision, so let whatever happens, happens. Make no mistake, when she left, it was over. I was not holding out any hope. I was not like, oh, well, maybe if I just don't do this and then she'll come back. And no. When she left, she left in a bad way. And I was not, there was no, fuck. I didn't, there was never any, well, eventually this will blow over. I was done. And was I fucking destroyed? Yes. And was I hurt? Yes. And was I crushed? Yes. And did I not know what was going to happen? Absolutely. I was, you've listened. I didn't know where I was going to go. Fuck, you heard the show a year ago at this time. And I was really, I did not, I mean, I made sense of it. I absolutely made sense of it. Like I said, I own it. But at the same time, I did not know what the fuck was going to happen. And I was pretty fried. And I've kind of avoided talking about it, really, because you know, the show I did was so fucking heavy. And then you've kind of heard my life unfold since then as I've dealt with stuff. The following week I talked about, you know, you're never going to get me down, Ray, and I talked about coming back. And but I've purposely avoided talking about a lot of my personal stuff because, which seems dumb, right? Doesn't that seem dumb? And doesn't that also seem like a lie? I've purposely avoided talking about my personal stuff. That's all I talk about is goddamn personal stuff, but not certain things. I haven't gone into. I haven't covered. I've skimmed and I've kind of alluded to things. But I was pretty fucked up for a while, and I didn't know what was going to happen because it had been 20 years. I'd been 20 years with Karen, and I wasn't sure even who I was. Because I never wanted to be a divorced guy. I mean, I talked about that a million fucking times. I don't, divorced guy's awful. The fucking divorced guy's a terrible guy. He's just fucking in his house eating fruit cocktail out of a can, sitting on his one chair. Jesus Christ. I don't want to be a divorced guy with a rickety chair and a fucking can of fruit cocktail, or even worse, like beans. And I'll tell you this, that shit happened. That shit fucking happened. Like, I was in my house and I was broke. I was fucking poor without a job. So I started to eat the shit that I had in my house that was in my goddamn cabinet. Dude, I ate beets. Holy God. I opened pickled beets and ate them. Like they were in my house. And I'm like, well, fuck, I don't want to go out because I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to do a fucking thing. I wanted to just sit in my house in the dark and fucking sob and try to figure out what the fuck was going to happen. And so I ate whatever was in the cabinet. You know, like I said, I was eating toast and candy for the longest time, toast and candy, and then whatever was in the house. If I wanted to vary up toast and candy, I ate beets. I ate pickled beets. There was a can of tuna. I think I ate that. And I ate ramen noodles from like fucking 9 years ago that was in there. I just did it. You know what I did one day? There was meat in the freezer, just like sausages, but they were all freezer burned. Like they were fucking disgusting. But what I tried, I thought I could make gravy and eat it on noodles. So I took fucking sausages out of the freezer and I thawed them out in the fridge. And then I threw them in a frying pan and I just fried them just to get the grease. because I wasn't gonna eat the fucking sausages because they were fucking awful. But I thought that if I could get like the sausage grease, and then when it happened, I put flour and water in it, and I tried to mix up flour, water, and sausage grease and make gravy, and I boiled spaghetti noodles. And then I was gonna take spaghetti noodles and just put the fucking sausage fucking gravy. It was Italian sausage gravy. It wasn't like breakfast sausage. How horrible is that? Oh my God, breakfast pasta, disgusting. But it was just one of those things where in the middle of the night I was hungry and I was bored and I was lonely and I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm going to cook something. That's what I'm going to do. And I can't cook shit. I mean, I can follow a recipe, but I can't cook. And in my house, there's nothing. But I had thawed the sausages and threw them in the frying pan and then just fucking, and oh my God, dudes. So gross, so fucking horrible. Like, because I knew it was going to be bad. Like, I kept putting a very little bit of water in it because I just wanted it to be thick. And then I boiled the spaghetti and I mixed it all up. And then I did that thing where you just throw the noodles in with it. So just like when you have like good red sauce, you're supposed to throw the noodles in. Yeah, it was pretty fucking disgusting. So that's why I only threw a few noodles in, because then I just ate raw noodles, not raw noodles, but cooked noodles, because I like plain spaghetti noodles with butter. I was lost, still am to a certain extent, but I didn't know what I was going to do. I'll tell you this, though. When she was gone, I did know one thing that I was going to do for sure. I was going to fuck somebody. I didn't care who. I didn't care where or when. I had been with Karen for 20 years, and I had not slept with anybody else in 20 years. So I knew someone was just going to get fucking rampaged. Like, I mean, I was like, that's just happening. And I wasn't sure. I had no idea how to go about. Like, I have no game of any sort. I mean, I didn't know. Again, I was out of them. Because I had just assumed that we were together and we were together forever and that was it. And I didn't have to worry about it. But I wasn't one of those fucking husbands who let his eyebrows go crazy and didn't trim his nose hair and turned into just a fucking slob. No, I was still like, because that. Again, without really going into it, that was not the problem with me and Karen. That was never the issue. It was kind of everything else that happened when that wasn't happening. Because I don't have to think during that. I mean, or I don't have to talk, or I don't have to be me. You know what I mean? I just got to make somebody else happy, and that's all I want to do. So that was never the problem. But I knew that because you fall into I mean, I know what I bring to the table, but I didn't know if it was any good. Like, because I've been going to the same table for 20 years. I mean, I have no fucking clue what's going to happen. And I would talk to people because I wasn't sure how to go about it. Like, I didn't know, I'm not going to go to bars and hang out. I'm fucking 46 or 45 at the time, and I didn't know who to visit or what to do or who to call. And even if there were leads, because there were leads. I mean, there were women that I had been interested in or women that I had seen. But when divorced guy makes that phone call, it changes everything. I mean, hey, guess what? I'm free now, and I think maybe you winked at me once. So what are you doing Saturday? Can I show up with a handful of carnations and buy you a bowl of soup? I mean, what the fuck is that? I'm just this weird guy from the 20s who doesn't know how to date. I mean, I don't know the rules, and things have fucking changed, man. Things have totally fucking changed because now, I don't go to bars anyway, so I'm not going to beat anybody in a fucking bar. But so it's all like it's online stuff. Like everybody's like, oh, dude, you should totally meet online. You should totally date people online. Because I was talking to people and they're like, you should go online, go to OkCupid and go to Match.com and I'm like, all right. So I went to look at those places. And the thing is, you can set up a profile, but then they want you to pay to launch it and make it something that people can see. Like it's, I started answering questions one night, I think on Match.com. So I may very well have a profile on there. I have no idea because I just kept answering questions. It was either OkCupid or Match.com. You want to Google it, go ahead. But I kept answering questions. And then right at the end, it was like, hey, for whatever the fuck a month, or wherever, some flat fee, they're like, you can go ahead and add this. And I'm like, well, no, I don't want to do all that. So I bailed. But I don't know if it kept a permanent record of all the stuff that I entered. I have no idea. So, quite frankly, I should go back because there may be all of these women clamoring to meet me on Match.com and I have no idea. So I have a friend, actually, and I was talking to, he had been through what I had been through. And he's like, I said, hey, let's go to dinner. So I went to dinner with a friend of mine. And I said, look, you went through a divorce and you were banging a bunch of chicks. Like, how did that happen? And he's like, well, I wouldn't say that I was banging a bunch of chicks. And I'm like, well, still, one is enough. I mean, that's a good start for me. And And he said, well, I do online dating. Like I went to OkCupid and Match.com. And I will tell you this is going to sound really stupid, so brace yourselves. I didn't want to do that. And here's why. Because I even cringe saying this. I'm sort of known. But I'm not really. I'm not at all. I mean, I'm a comedian who's been on TV and has done, but I'm more known for this than anything else and being in other podcasts. But I have been on television ostensibly, you know what I mean? So it felt I didn't want to use my face. That's bottom line. That's it. I didn't want to use my face at computer dating because it just seemed like such a fucking weird thing to do. So I told my friend, I go, look, dude, you've done it and you tagged a bunch of girls. He's like, again, that's an exaggeration. I don't care. I'm going to keep saying it. But how did you do it? Because my friend has also been on television a bunch. And I said to him, and I go, how did you do it? I don't want to use my face because I've been on TV and if I get recognized, it's going to be fucking weird. I said, so how did you deal with that? And he goes, what are you talking about? It was the first fucking line on my resume thing. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I embraced it. I owned it. I never ran away from who I was. And I mentioned being on television and that probably made girls go, oh, well, I'm going to definitely write that guy. So for him, it was his goddamn bulldozer. That's what he wanted to use it for. Whereas I felt like it was such a weird thing to do because, again, I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't even know I wasn't even looking at the time. It's not like I was looking for a date or a relationship or anything. I was looking for a vagina. That's all I was fucking looking for, goddammit. I won't lie. Literally, if there was a way to just, if there was, matchavagina.com, I was in. That'd be perfect. Vaginacupid.com, I'm signing up for that. That's cool. And again, no offense, because I'm very interested in the rest of you ladies. But at the time, my mind was all fucking screwed up and I wasn't interested in anything but going out and fucking somebody. And I mean ragefully. I just wanted to just get it out. I wanted to go out, see what I still had. I wanted to put the batting donut on the end of my cock, take a couple of warm-up swings and fucking make this happen. That's all I wanted to do, goddammit. So I'm talking to my friend, I'm like, what should I do here? And he goes, you know what you should do? You ever heard of Tinder? And I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck that is. He goes, dude, you should sign up for Tinder. I go, what is Tinder? It's like, if I could use my face? He goes, yeah. He goes, but it's an app on your phone. I said, what? Are you fucking kidding me? He goes, no, it's a way to meet people. It's an app on your phone. And all it is you don't ever have to really go after anybody. You match someone, like you say that you want to see them. And if they want to see you, it's a match. And then they'll write you or you write them. He goes, but nobody just sees you and you have to. I go, well, do I have to talk to anybody? He's like, well, eventually if they want to see you, then yes, you'll have to talk to them. But I mean, it's fairly anonymous. You can just kind of put it in your phone. So I went, all right. Because it made sense. Because again, I can't go to bars. I've been to bars. I used to go to bars to try to meet girls. And if I'm going to go to bars now, I'm an old man, dude. And I'm a fat guy who doesn't drink and says inappropriate shit. You know who I meet in the bar? The bouncer. That's who I fucking meet. And eventually the sidewalk. Really, the only number I get in a bar is fucking 86. That's it. I got no fucking chance. So he's like, well, do this thing. It's anonymous and it's online. And I'm just like, that's fine. Because there were people who they reached out to me and tried to help me because they didn't, and sort of, I mean, I didn't talk to a lot of people because I just kind of shut people out like I do. That's that's my tendency. But there was a guy who told me to get back on the horse. Literally use that phrase. And I'm just like, dude, that's great. Except the horses hate me. Fuck, the horses, they are not interested when I bring into the stable at all. So I kind of liked the idea of anonymity on this, so I went home and again, I knew what Grindr was. Grindr's like a gay version of Tinder. And from what I understand, a much more effective one. I guess, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't have Grindr on my phone, but I know of it from the internet. I've read things on the internet, folks. But I downloaded Tinder and I went to look at it, and it uses your Facebook profile. And all you do is you flip through and you see people and you decide whether you want them. It's pretty fucking amazing. It's like baseball cards when you're a kid, because it's like women's faces and you're just like, need it, got it, need it, got it, and you're flipping through. Wow. Seriously, because that's what it is. It lends itself to just being like choosy and just flying through it. It's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck all of these pogs. I can't wait. And I'm flipping through, and I, I'm matching people. Like I'm clicking on them to match them because I had to sign up, whatever the fuck, and it uses your Facebook thing to sign up, and I'm getting. I will tell you this, I'm getting like all these 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, and I got nothing to offer an 18-year-old or a 21-year-old or a 25-year-old. I have nothing to offer them. What can I it's literally just because any 18-year-old who's going to want to go out with me is just fucking full of daddy issues. And believe me, I will win daddy issue poker with any fucking 18-year-old girl out there. Well, my daddy, he thought I should maybe get a job before I went to college. Really? I saw my dad try to break my mom's arm. Okay, ring. Was that my phone? I gotta go. She runs away. So I like they're on, but he's all these young girls, and occasionally I would see someone my age, and I'd have to look at them and see if I wanted to match them. I didn't know. So, but I would tell you this: you start to play with it for a while. I had it for like 4 days. I would grab my phone. Here's a surprise: I would grab my phone and I would look at it, and I would go over to Tinder, and you just start flipping through. It's just addictive. Need it, got it, need it, got it. So I flipped through, and I was matching people, but I wasn't getting any matches back. And this is after 4 days. I mean, and I probably matched I would easily say I clicked on like 20 women. And again, I also will tell you this, I have no idea what I was planning to do on there. You know what I mean? I don't know what the end goal was. I mean, because again, I was just looking to fucking bang somebody. Like I wasn't looking for some relationship, and all of them too. Every single one of these girls, you would look at their profile and it would say, not looking for a quick hookup. Well, that makes sense. Of course, you're going to find Prince Charming on your phone app. That's going to happen immediately. Why take the time to get to know a guy when you can see a photo of him snorkeling and realize he's the man of your dreams? Of course. But for 4 days, like I'm clicking on people matching, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, these chicks must hate me. I mean, I know, again, like I said, the horses have no interest in what I'm bringing to the stable. So I'm flipping through, I'm looking. And then you swipe like certain ways. And then there's these little boxes and stuff that I had never clicked on. Like I thought it meant, I didn't even know what it meant. So I clicked on this thing and it says settings. And I had not seen the settings button because I thought it was just literally need it, got it, need it. So I clicked on settings, and like a chart comes up, like a graph, and it says I can select people by age. So I can actually slide the thing over, and I can see women 35 to 45 or 35 to 50 if I want, which would eliminate everybody that I'd been seeing. Literally, because it's all these 18-year-old girls, and I got again nothing to offer. And you can also choose distance. So you can pick people that are within 5 miles of where you are at that moment. And then I look and it says profile. And I click on that and I realize that's my profile. Now again, it said that it used Facebook as a way for people to meet you. So I just assumed people had access to your Facebook and they could go ahead and scroll through. But no. Because when I was looking through the women, some women had 2 photos, some women had 5 photos, and you would just flip accordingly. But I thought it was still tuned into Facebook. But what I guess I didn't realize was that you set your own profile. And if you don't, it just taps into your Facebook photos and it puts up 3 photos for people to see. So I looked at my profile, and it turned out there were 3 photos associated with my Tinder account. One of which was a painting of 2 cats fighting in the background while I laid in a pool of blood in the foreground. The second photo was a painting of me as a child having a fist fight with an old man in a grocery store. And the third photo in my Tinder profile was a cake with a glory hole in it. That's what people saw when they scrolled through my profile. 2 paintings of me as a child fighting, lying in a pool of blood, and a cake with a glory hole in it. No matches for 4 days. What a shock. And I gotta be honest, how do I not get a match? How do you not match just for the weird fucking Picasso abstractness of those 3 photos? How do I not match a cake? That's what I want to know. There had to be a sentient cake that was using Tinder and went, oh my God, of course I'm in with that guy. Absolutely. Clearly I'm a match for any cake on the planet. So I went and I realized that I could then structure the photos and do them my way. And so I did. I went and chose some photos and I made my profile, and I went with like 3 photos to choose from. And you can actually type like a paragraph about yourself. And I didn't do any of that. I picked the photographs. And then I started to match people. People started to match once they saw that I was a real person and not a painting or a cake with a fuckhole in it. So then women would match me, and then I would write them. And I will tell you this on Tinder, at least for me, because I was looking for a certain age group. Women would match me, and then they wouldn't write me. They would just match. Then it's incumbent upon the guy to write them and say, "Hey, what's happening?" or "How are you doing?" or "What's going on?" And then they would, and it just, and they would come back with like, "Not much." And I'm, well, then what the fuck am I supposed to work with here? I want to just write them, "Do you want to fuck or not?" I feel terrible like writing that or thinking that, but that's where I'm at. I mean, look, just at least say coffee or tea, because I even wrote that. I realized I guess I was coming on strong, because my first paragraph would be like, "Hey, how are you? What's happening?" And they'd be like, "I'm fine. How are you?" I'd go, "Good. Coffee, tea, lunch, dinner. I'm new to this. I have no idea how it works. What's our next step?" And I guess that was like super strong, because they'd be like, "Hey, hi," and then I'd never hear from them again, because I guess I don't know if they're just on there to chat or talk or bullshit or reach out or have fun, and I have no fucking idea, because it's like all of them are like, "Well, I'm not looking for a quick hookup." That's fine, but are you looking for anything, any sort of fucking communication? Would you like to have a conversation? Would you like to type a fucking sentence? Because I'll tell you what, look at you and look at your pictures, and you're like 48 and you're on a phone app trying to find somebody. You know who you're gonna match? You matched me and Menopause. Make a fucking choice. God damn it, when your picture came up, a hot flash shot out of my phone. God damn it, let's do this. Let's fuck now. Because that was my mindset at the time, man. I didn't fucking know. And I didn't want to play the game and all of that. And I don't mind the game. The game is, I get that. But I mean, you know me. I hate the hassle. I hated algebra. I hate algebra. How much do you think I fucking hate online dating? It's the same goddamn thing. I'll show you that X equals Y if you want to go to dinner with me. But if I get to fucking back and forth and be interesting in typing and texting, I'm not interested in texting. My thumbs are dumb. I got stupid thumbs. I'm all mouth. Anything I can do with my fingers, I can do 10 times better with my fucking mouth. Meet me. I'm an in-person entity. Don't make me type a soliloquy. I'm not a fucking monkey on the ground in Iowa with 1,000 typewriters. I'm an in-person person. You got to chat with me to find out what I'm all about. And I will win you over. I guarantee it. But if I got to type shit and send you stuff and make small talk over the goddamn, "Hey, do you like coffee? I mean, I don't know. I like cups." What the fuck? There was a woman who matched with me. Blonde woman. Well, it was a mistake from the jump, and here's why. Because I'm flipping through and I'm looking, and you go to the left, go to the left, go to the left. If you don't like someone, you swipe left, you swipe left, you swipe left. And there was a woman, and it came up, and I'm reading, I'll read the paragraphs, I'll look at their photos, and her paragraph said she was a mother of 4, loved the Lord and Catholicism, Green Bay Packer fan. I might hate fuck that. But those are all kind of red flags for me when meeting a stranger. I got to know a little more about you if I'm going to make the leap. So I go to swipe left, and when I put my thumb, I swiped right, and I threw her in my match pile. And I was like, well, who fucking cares? She's never going to match me because, again, I don't look like the guy who loves Jesus and the Packers, so that's fine. So like a couple days later, I get a note. "Hi, Mike." She actually wrote me. Again, nobody ever writes, but she wrote. "Hi, Mike. Oh, I see that we matched." And I'm like, "Hi, Therese. How are you? What's going on? Where are you from?" And we make a little small talk. She's actually returning messages and talking. And she said, I wouldn't think that you and I would have a match. And I was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't think so either." She goes, "Okay, well, if you ever find me on here, you can find me. I'm usually up, late." And I said, we were done talking. So a couple days later, I pull out the phone, I look at it, and there's a thing from her, and it just says, "You want to hear a funny story?" And I write her back, and I go, "I am all about funny stories." She said, well, the other day when I told you I didn't think we'd be a match, I didn't really mean to match with you. Which sounded like a romantic comedy movie, because I didn't mean to match with her either. And now if she didn't and I didn't, maybe that meant something, and I didn't fucking know. I was, again, I'm a fried at that point. So I just went, "Oh, really?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "A few days ago, my oldest son committed suicide." And I typed back, "I hope that isn't the funny part of the story." because I still wasn't sure if this is real, and I don't know this person. But she says, no, and it happened, and so my friends had come over, and they were trying to cheer me up, so they pulled out the phone and they showed me Tinder. And then we were looking through, and they were just showing me how to go about it, and then they saw your picture, and they thought that you would look like a good match for me, and I said I wasn't sure, and then they matched you for me. And I said, oh, I'm terribly sorry for your loss. Because like, I don't know what the fuck to say now at this point. Like, she's got a dead kid. Like 2 days ago, she has a dead kid. And
Holy fuck.
And she's like, so yeah, I thought it was really interesting that we matched, and then it's just such a strange coincidence, and you seem like a nice guy, and so, you know, if you ever want to talk, I'm here. And
Oh my god.
And part of me, I just wanted to type, when's the funeral? That's what I wanted to type. But I was more worried that she'd be like, oh, it's this weekend. What are you doing this weekend? And I am not going to that funeral. I don't own a dark suit. So I mean, again, I was in a weird place. I'm on the phone. I'm trying to find that. And again, I tried to type OkCupid and Match.com, and I looked at those, but I still, like I said, I knew I was gonna fuck somebody. So I actually started to look for escorts. And I've never done that before. I mean, we did. All right. One time my friends and I asked to, you know, there was a hooker on the street, and I've talked to hooker, whatever the fuck, you've heard the show, but I've never fully made the commitment to actually involve myself in any sort of activity where I would have to exchange some sort of financial compensation for some sort of sex with a woman who's involved in that sort of business. So, but I do have the internet. So I knew I could go on there and Google hooker or whatever the fuck and try to find somebody. And it's funny, I did find, dude, there's websites to hook you up with escorts. Like first I went to Craigslist and I started looking on there, and that's a non-starter, folks, because it is just a cauldron full of herpes. That's all that fucking Craigslist is. And again, I wasn't sure how much it was going to be. I will tell you this. This is when I was really, Karen had left and I had no money and no job. And I probably had like $800 in the bank. And let's put it this way. I had my rent in the bank, and then I had like another $300 as well. And I decided that I was going to use that to get laid and then figure out everything else afterwards, because I just wanted to I was just going to fuck somebody. That's it. That's all I was going to do. It had been 20 years. I was off the fucking leash for one, even if it was the last time I got laid, because then I became homeless. I was fine. I was going to do it. So, so I went online and I'm looking. And I found a site called the Erotic Review. And you go in there and there's all these discerning guys with Grey Poupon telling you about girls' asses. I mean, it's like the dumbest fucking thing in the world. And you put in categories of what you want, like blonde, brunette, Caucasian, and where, and phone numbers. And this is the thing too. There's all this. I found the escorts, and I will tell you this, not cheap. And I didn't think they would be cheap, but when you go from Craigslist where people are like, hey, do you have a bottle of soda? I will blow you. You know what I mean? It's just like ridiculous, to trying to find an escort who actually does it for a business. And then you go to their website and it's just, luxury and chocolate colored strawberries. And I will come to your house and I will have sex with you for $800. And you're like, holy shit, that's a lot of dough. It seems like a lot of dough. And I'm sure these women are well worth it. And also they're laying down with fucking horrible strangers who are fractured and battered and bruised and damaged like me. So of course they deserve every fucking dime they get. If that's the choice, then that's great. It's just, that was kind of out of my price range at that point. But if I had it, I was willing to fucking pay it. I wanted to do it. Believe me, I considered it. I thought about going higher, but I was like, I don't know what I can pay here. And also, the girls who charge all that money, I wouldn't have even been able to get to them because they want references. They want fucking references. Like, literally, they want your work phone number and they want your email and your house. And I'm just like, dude, references to fuck you? Like, you know what I want? I just wanted to send them a picture of my cock and a picture of my wallet. That's it. Am I qualified? Do I qualify for this pussy loan that you're offering over the internet?
Oh my god.
Do I need a cosigner? I'll get one. But again, I don't begrudge them that attitude, and I don't begrudge them trying to get as much level of protection between them and death as they possibly can, because guys like me are fucked up in the head and they're out there looking for girls, and they're just, and who knows who's going to fucking go off. So it makes sense. But in the moment I was just frustrated. So then I finally found one, and she just had a phone number. Like she was close by, and I'm like, all right, well, I mean, what the hell? This is the move. So I called her, and she answered the phone, and she was very friendly and nice, because she has to be. She's trying to, again, that is the ultimate sales pitch. She's not trying to sell me aluminum siding. She's trying to sell me a garage. So, so she gets on the phone, and I start talking to her, and I'm like changing my voice. Like, I don't even know how to fucking deal with this. And then she asks my name, and I said, my name is Mike. And she's like, what's your phone number? And I gave her the phone number, even though I was calling for myself, and I put it on block, but I gave her my cell phone number. And she goes, oh, I cannot wait to suck your dick. Which is really what I wanted to hear. So we start talking some more, and we're trying to find a date that works. And so I said, what about tomorrow? Like, I don't even ask how much or when. I just go, what about tomorrow? She goes, I already have 8 appointments tomorrow, but I could maybe look at you later in the week. And it's so funny. She's talking, but my head is just spinning like a fucking slot machine that she's got 8 appointments the next day. Like, I wanted to just stop her and go, hold on. So you have 8 appointments tomorrow. My wife just left. Rather than us fucking, can I just rent your pussy as a 1-bedroom apartment? Could that possibly be the case? 8 appointments. And I don't know if she just front loads her week. I don't know what the fuck she does, but that seems like a lot. And so finally I just kind of sat there listening about that, and she's still talking, and she's telling me she's going to fuck me and all these different things. And finally I was like, I know this is weird to do on a phone, but I don't want to make an appointment with you without knowing. But I mean, how many roses am I supposed to bring by? Because I learned that on the erotic review. Of course, you don't say money. You don't say cash or anything, especially on a cell phone. And she won't discuss that anyway. It's all about roses. There's a donation of so many roses. I learned all of the lingo. I also learned about multiple pops, by the way. And she offered multiple pops. Multiple pops, by the way, is when you get to come more than once during the session with the provider. And also multiple pops, the worst breakfast cereal you'll ever eat in your life. Packed with protein, but salty as fuck. Oh my God. And so much work to get out of the box. So I needed to know how many roses I needed to donate to make this happen. And she's like, well, you know what? It's only 300 roses. Now, again, I'm coming from Craigslist where, it's like, hey, do you have a jack of marble and a piece of string? Meet me at a dumpster. I mean, it's like that level. And I was looking at other escorts that were 800, so 300 actually makes sense, but it was my whole budget. Like, it's all I had. And I don't know if I thought I was going to get laid twice out of my budget, but just 300 seemed like a lot. It just seemed like a lot in the moment. And so she said 300 roses. And I went, oh. And she's like, is something wrong? And in my head, I just went, you are going to have to wait to suck my dick. And she's like, what? Why? And I go, well, I actually, if tomorrow doesn't work because you have so many appointments, and then I'm going out of town on business later in the week. I'm just the stupidest thing, like this businessman who called up to get laid immediately tomorrow, but then when the price was mentioned, I had to back out of it. It was just the fucking worst excuse, but it was all I had in the time. And also, like, because part of me in my head, I was like, well, see if you can, like, talk her down. And then I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, talk her down? You're asking her to suck your cock. Do you really want to get a bargain on that? Why don't you just wait for a fucking Groupon, you cheap asshole? What the fuck is your problem? This woman is offering up her body for a certain price. You can't negotiate that. You're lucky that she's on the goddamn fucking phone with you, you slob. Furious. And again, I'm full of self-hatred at the time anyway, but I just couldn't commit. In the moment when it came time to do it, I was ready. I'd made phone calls. I'd done research, but it just didn't work for me. It didn't work. And so I said, I'll call you back. Hung up. She was very nice. And then I sat there and I was like, you know what? I can't, what am I going to do here? And I thought about it, all night. And then I went, you know what? Because I didn't want to go to Craigslist because again, that meant meeting someone. And also there's all sorts of horror stories. I mean, if I show up at a woman's hotel room on Craigslist and I get jumped by like 9 dudes, who the fuck? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm venturing into a world that I know nothing about. I mean, I like Vice. But I like my Vice at a distance. I like my Vice at arm's length. I like to keep my Vice about 6.5 inches away from me at all times. So I wasn't prepared to just fucking jump right in. So I made a decision. I go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to a massage parlor. Because I know that that's not going to be $300. I figure, I'll get a hand job. I'll settle for a hand job. That's fine. It's not a rampage fucking somebody. It's still breaking the rules, but it's safer. And it's not going to cost me as much. And in my head, I'm like, well, if her, she's $300 and I have $300, and if I go to the massage parlor, and what if that's $100? I can go 3 times to the massage parlor. Like, I'm trying to fucking make sex math work in my head. So I was trying to figure out a place to go, and I Googled massage parlors. But the thing is, I know of one actually close by my house. Because if you may recall, I think it was year 3. My doctor's office, or my former doctor's office, I had a doctor when he got old. And it became a massage parlor. And one day I went in there to try to get medical records, and it turned out it was a massage parlor. And they were very aggressive about trying to get me into the back. And then when I was running away, the woman goes, "Tell your friends!" And which at the time I was like, tell them what? That you wanted to give me a hand job against my will? I will not tell them that. I will not reveal that fact. But then, of course, I did. But I know that that's close by my house, and I can actually go there and make something happen. I think. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I know I can show up, and this time I can stay. So I made the decision. I was doing it the next day. That was happening. I'm in. So I get up the next day, and it was just like horrible sex Christmas. Like, I didn't know what the fuck it was going to be. Because I was still trepidatious about it. I was going to make it happen, and I was going to go, and I couldn't wait. But I still didn't know what the fuck to expect. Because, I've heard about massage parlor shit, and you've seen video clips, but I didn't know, I don't know the etiquette or any of it. So I tried to Google that and find out a little bit about it, and I guess I found out something. But again, it was just this, it's all code and winks and bullshit. And it's just like, why can't you just walk in and go, "Hand job, please, bong." You know what I mean? Why can't you just do that? So I go to this place, I park, I go in, and there's two people behind the counter, and one of them is really young and very cute, and the other girl is older. I want to say girl, she's more of a woman, and I say, "Hey, I'd like a massage," and it was $40 for half an hour or $100 for an hour, and I said, I think you know what? I'm going to say a half hour probably, because an hour seems like overkill. Because in my head, I'm like, I'm not really here for a massage. What can an hour entail? Like, I know me. An hour is really a long time for whatever the fuck is going to happen. So a half hour seems to be wheelhouse. I'm like, and I don't want to spend my whole budget here, because now it's like, it was $40. I'm like, well, fuck, I've got $300. I could come back here 7 times. Sex math. So they go, "All right, well, you go." And all right, do I commit to the Asian accent the entire story? You sure?
Yeah.
"Oh, you go in the back." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So the hot young girl takes me in the back. She's like, "Okay, you'll get ready," and she leaves. And it's that room where it's just, it's got like fake rice paper walls, and then there's like a scented candle. But it's not a scented candle, but there's like that smell in the air of like oil, and there's they have that music that's just one guy plinking on a 4-string sitar, just plink 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 plink, that relaxing music that's just horseshit that you sleep to with the sound of waves, and David Carradine has hanged himself in the corner. I mean, it is just a fucking awful setup. So I did know this. I learned this from the internet. They're like, if you want them to know that you mean business, which sounds like a horrible thing, but you get completely naked for the massage. You get naked and you lay on the table, because if you wear your clothes, then they think that you don't know what's up, and then they think that you're a cop, and that's all this weird shit. So they say, get completely naked and own it. And this is, by the way, this is fat Mike, not super fat 500-pound Mike, but this is still sad fat Mike, who's like probably 345 at the time. So I mean, I don't look good in clothes. But now I get undressed, and then I lay on the table, and it's this small ass table. Like it's just, there's like a face hole like for your face, but my feet are hanging off the end. It just doesn't seem big enough, and the whole thing's a mess already. And I'm nervous. So I'm laying there, and I'm plink 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 plink, and now I'm fucking freezing because I'm completely naked. Plink 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 plink. And I hear the door open. And I hear, "Hi, how you?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And she goes, "Oh, okay. So you want massage? And I'm like, yes, that's fine. She goes, you like massage hot or soft? I kind of like, the Asian accent's growing on me. I think I may stick with it. I may go in and out of it. Who knows? We'll see. It's very good though, right? We can all agree on that. It's very good. So she says hard or soft. And like, I don't know. Like I did read online, you're supposed to say, if you say soft, it gives them the tip that that's what you want. And you want them to have sex with you. I don't know the codes. I'm still waiting for General Cho to come in and give me a plate of chicken. I mean, it's like that fucking crazy weird in this room with the plinking and the fucking rice paper. So I look up to talk to her, and I look up, and it's not either of the women who were at the front desk. It's not the hot young girl, and it's not the older lady. It is it's a woman. She's not young. She's not old. She's probably, I would say 40. And she's not unattractive. She's just round. Like she looks like a donut with a head on it. I mean, it's like, but she's not, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just a shape. It wasn't like she was like crazy fat. She was just kind of like roly-poly, sort of. And she had shorter hair. And she, you know what she looked like? Dude, you know what she looked like? She looked like Kirby. You ever see the video game Kirby? Like that dude from the video games? He's like all kind of white and like amorphous. He's got like flippers. That's what she looked like, kind of, but with like Asian hair. And so I look at her and I'm just like, that's new. I didn't know this chick was here. And she's like, oh, so you want massage? I'm like, yes. I go, soft, please. And she's like, oh, and I go, or mix it up, whatever you want to do. Because again, I'm weird. Even in that moment, I don't know what to fucking say. So she goes, oh, you want oil? And I'm like, I thought, yeah, whatever. I don't know. Because again, I don't know what to say. Yes, please, oil. So she pours oil on me. And actually, you know what? I'm saying that incorrectly. She pulls a chain and the ceiling opens and dumps oil on me like I'm in Flashdance. I mean, it's just like I'm Cynthia Rhodes on a chair and ready to do with a mohawk backflip. I just, oil comes from all, it felt like I was in a car wash. Like it just started pouring and it never fucking stopped. She Exxon Valdez's the shit out of me and just pours oil I mean, I'm fucking sliding on the table. I try to move a little bit and I'm like, whoa, I better fucking grip it before I slip. And then the massage starts. And massage is a strong word. She just starts shoving me around. Like she's not needing any muscles or moving me or helping me or like, she's just shoving me. Like she just, at that kind of pace, like, and I'm just rocking back and forth because I'm fat and laying on my stomach and just getting rocked back and forth. And she's not really, and she runs her hands up and I can hear the oil like slipping and splashing because I'm covered in it. I've still got my face in the face hole and like, and oil starts to come over my shoulders and she comes over and then she starts to rub my hair. Like she puts her hands in my hair to rub my scalp. And I'm like, dude, don't touch my fucking head. Like, I don't know if this is supposed to work. She rubs my neck and she comes around and she's just pushing me. There's nothing to this. She's just shoving me around. And, plink, 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 plink. And then she goes, okay, you turn over. Now, I should tell you this. Another thing I read online was when you turn over in this massage session, you're supposed to be hard because it lets them know that you're into it, like you're ready, like that's what you're there for. Well, I got to be honest with you. This fucking oil drum dumped all over me and her shoving me on the table. I was doing everything I could just to fucking maintain my balance. I was absolutely not ready for action. And here's the thing. I don't know if that not only indicates that I'm not ready for a hand job in paradise or whatever the fuck they call it, but I also don't know if she's going to be insulted by that. Like if she thought she was getting me hard with her fucking witch doctor bullshit and shoved me all over the goddamn table, then I don't want to flip over and be like, sorry. You know what I mean? Look, the last thing I want to do is apologize for getting a hand job. I didn't even get to do that in high school. I'm not going to do it as an adult. So she's like, turn over. And so I'm like, all right. So I turn over and nothing is happening down there anywhere. And she goes, you want oil? And I'm like, there's plenty of oil. She goes, oh, oil. And she puts more oil on me, like on my chest. And I mean, I have a hairy chest and that's not good. It's matted up and then it's all over my legs. And she's rubbing me, but not well. Like I said, she's just shoving me. She's pushing me like, and now it has the added benefit of me being on my back so I can see her. Like I can actually look at her and make eye contact with her while she's doing it, which is just creepy as fuck. Because it's just like, I again, like I said, you're supposed to be flipping over so you show that you're ready for business, and that business, of course, is the Asian sex trade. Like I'm there ruining this poor woman's life, so I got to look her in the eye, and it's just fucking terrible, and oh my god, it's awful. So, finally, she stops pushing me, and looks, and she goes, "So, what you want?" And I look at her and I don't know how to answer that. I mean I go, well, you know what I want, right? I want what everybody wants. I mean, what else do you say? Because I don't want to say hand job or I jerk me off. Or I don't know if I'm supposed to or if I'm not supposed to. Because again, it was all code and winks and bullshit. And I don't want to wink, wink, nudge, nudge myself out of a goddamn hand job. I want to follow protocol. So she's like, "What you want?" And I said, I want what everybody wants." She goes, "What you want? What you want?" And she got her hand on my leg. And I said, "Well, I want what you do. What do you do?" And she goes, "Do you want?" And she takes her hand in the air, mind you, not on me anywhere, and she just furiously jerks it off. Like this fucking weird jerk off motion, like you, and it was funny because again, the setup was like, "Do you want?" And she just starts as if she was shaking me a martini in her imaginary tiny little Asian left hand. And I'm just like, well, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, of course. That's what everybody wants, right? And she goes, "Oh, maybe, do you want?" And, folks, you're going to have to envision this. I'm going to try to do it to where you know what I'm doing. But she then steps back. She actually steps away from the table. So I go, all right, something interesting is going to happen here. And she steps back and she goes, "Oh," and she starts bobbing her head up and down really fast. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know epilepsy was on the table. I was there for a hand job, and so, but now I find out there's an entire new realm opening up to me. Oh my gosh. And so she lives and she and just bobs her head up and down super fast. And I'm like, well, fuck yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, I'm in, definitely, I'm doing that. And she goes, "Oh, okay, $100. And I already paid $40 for the massage. And I had read online that it was $40 for a massage, and then you tip that for the hand job, so it was like $80 for the whole thing. And I only brought $100. So I had paid $40 already for the massage. She goes, "Oh, $100," and I'm like, "Wait, $100 total?" She's like, "No, $100." And she's whispering now, like it's real quiet. We're negotiating, and I didn't realize we're negotiating because I'm just fat and naked and covered in goddamn oil. It's literally. I'm just laying there, and she just goes, "Oh, no, it's $100." And I go, I'm sorry, I didn't bring that. So I guess we'll go back to, and I got my hand in the air. Because again, I didn't want to say hand job because that might queer the deal. And she goes, well, how much you have? I said, "I have $60. And she goes, "Okay." That was it. Okay. $60 blowjob. Easiest negotiation of my life. Oh my God. If I was buying a car, that would have taken like 3 fucking hours. So I said I had $60. She goes, "Okay." And I'm like, good. And so I literally, I don't know what to do at that point. So I just lay there. And again, I'm in no shape for a blowjob. I mean, she's going to have to work at this, unfortunately, because I will tell you, the oil and the air in the room and David Carradine's corpse and then the negotiations have pretty much put my heart on the disabled list. So she looks at me and she's like, "Oh, okay. So, all right. Do you have condom?" And I'm like, "No. I don't have a condom," because again, A, I thought I was getting a hand job, and B, I'm paying a woman to jerk me off. Half of the thrill is going to watch her cleaning it up. I got to be honest with you. That's just, I'm not going to make this neat or tidy for anyone. I'm going to ruin this room, and I'm going to watch you scrub the ceiling. It's going to be fun for me. That's why I'm here. Because again, I'm in no good headspace. This is not a tender moment. I wasn't imagining snuggling with this woman afterwards. I was ready to just fucking ruin a painting and walk the fuck out. Oh, man. Would you close your eyes during a fireworks show? No, you wouldn't. So So I'm like, no, I don't have a condom. And, cause again, I wasn't anticipating there being anything but a hand job. And so she's like, oh, it's okay. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. And, I said, okay. And, so she starts rubbing me some more. And again, I'm dead. I mean, I don't have a hard on. I might not even have a cock anymore at this point. I'm fat. I'm laying there. I'm naked and I'm cold. And, she's rubbing me, but not really rubbing me. She's kind of pushing me. And then she lets her hands get to my cock, and she puts her hands on me, and it's just, she puts her hand on me, and I don't really respond right away. Like, it's just like, oh, okay, I don't know what she's gonna do here. And let me tell you something. She grabs my cock, like the whole area, like not even just my cock. She grabs the entire area, and just remember when she was offering me the hand job as a choice? She grabs my cock and just fucking shakes the shit out of my entire area. The whole, puts her hand between my legs and just like, whoa! I mean, just like fucking, like she was shaking up a can of paint and gonna chaka the fuck out of this room. She was just gonna tag everything. And look, I'm gonna tag it in fucking 15 minutes, but she's gonna tag it first. So she shakes the shit out of my cock and balls and just rampages it. And I'll tell you this, it sounds silly and it sounds ridiculous, but god damn, it was surprisingly effective. I will not lie. I got hard in like 15 seconds. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if it was just having a strange woman's hand on my cock for the first time in a long time, or just I embraced the moment, or I knew a blowjob was coming. I don't know. But she grabbed it, and if my cock was a baby, she'd be in jail right now. But she shook the shit out of it, and I got hard like instantly. I mean, like fucking that. And then she's like, oh, look at that. And I'm like, yes, we're all proud of it. I mean, what the fuck do you say? That happened before when I got a massage and I rolled over and I actually had a hard on, and she goes, oh, look. But nothing happened then. But this time, this chick's like going for it. She fucking throttles the shit out of my cock. I get a hard on immediately. And she's like, okay, I get condom. I'll be back. And she runs out of the room, like she leaves, opens the door. There's another chick in the hallway who kind of peeks in at me. I'm just fat with a hard on. I'm like, oh, god damn it. What's happening here? Because now she leaves, and now this is when the Vice Squad bursts in, or like a whole party with balloons, and goes, surprise! I mean, what the fuck? Don't go. Don't leave. I'm hard. Take care of this. Make it happen. But she's got to run out for a condom, she says. So she runs out, and I'm laying there now. And now, you know, I'm worried about staying hard for when she gets back, because I don't know if the fucking shake thing is going to work twice in a row. So now I slide my hand down my chest through the fucking oil slick and just kind of jerk off to try to make sure that I'm at least at attention when she shows up, or because I'm cold, I'm naked, and this is fucking weird. So all of a sudden she comes running back in, and when I say running, Kirby just fucking waddled in. She like opens the door and she's like, and she's closed the door. She looked, you know, she ran at me like a monkey with blade feet. That's what she did. And she runs in. She's like, okay, ready. And she holds her hand up where there is supposed to be a condom, because she's about to engage in but she holds up her hand, and she does not have a condom per se. She has a piece of saran wrap.
Oh my god.
Saran wrap. And look, I recognize in Vietnam supplies were tough during the war. And you made do with what you had, but you actually have a business here. You couldn't buy some cheap fucking condoms. Do me a favor, go to a restaurant in West Hollywood and grab a handful of the free ones just so you have them handy. I walked out of my house expecting to get a hand job, and now I'm about to get sealed in for freshness. So she's like, oh, okay. And she grabs my cock in her left hand, and she takes the right hand, and she takes the saran wrap, and she puts it on top of my cock, like just lays it on top. And then she uses her hand with the oil, and she smushes it down, like all, just smashes my cock into the saran wrap. And now I look at it, and here's the thing though, she only did the top. Like she slid her hand down, so it molded to my cock, but then at the bottom, it flares out. So it's like my cock is all smashed in, and he looked so sad. I gotta admit, he looked so sad. He's all smashed up under this fucking, he's gonna suffocate. He looked like he was getting waterboarded. I mean, it was so fucking terrible. He's all smushed. and it's just opaque. And so she smashes the saran wrap around it, and my cock is just there lurking, but then it's flared at the bottom, so it's like I have a cock ghost. That's what I have. I have a cock ghost haunting the fucking hallways of this former doctor's office, now massage parlor, and final resting place of David Carradine. There's a cock ghost lurking. So she puts her hand over it, and she slides her hand all the way down to the base, and then flares out the bottom. And then she looks at me, and she's holding my cock in her fist, and she just goes, "You ready?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you want, a starting gun?" "Yes, I'm ready. You see I'm ready. You shook me up and made me ready. You got me all fucking wrapped up there in Tupperware. Make this happen so I can get the fuck out of here. This is awkward." Because I'll tell you what, also, I only paid for half an hour. I don't know what kind of scam they're running. When she runs out to get saran wrap, does the clock stop? I mean, I have no fucking clue. If I'm going to walk out here and get billed after the fact, thank God I didn't give him a credit card. It was all cash. It was an all-cash enterprise. And if they charge me anything else, I get news for you. It's coming out of Kirby's pocket because I've given her the last of my $60. So she's like, "All right, you ready?" And I'm like, yes, I'm ready. And now I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with the woman who's about to give me a blowjob. It's the dumbest fucking thing in the world, but I was, because I didn't know how to act. So I'm just like, yes, I'm ready. And she goes, "Okay." And then she grabs my cock and she leans over, and she's like 5 feet tall, maybe. She's probably 4'9". She's short. She's tiny. She was in a clamshell. I mean, she's a small woman. And so I'm on the table, and I'm fat, and I'm 6'2", and I'm kind of higher up than she is. So she leans over, and she's on like her tippy toes, and she's like pulling my cock toward her as she's trying to get her head on top of it and put it in her mouth. And I'm watching this happen from a distance, and in my head, I almost detach myself from it, where I'm like, that's not my cock. This is not my beautiful house. And that is not my beautiful wife. Well, how did I get here? Meanwhile, she's struggling to climb Mount Schmidt and get my cock in her mouth. And I'm just like, "Oh, dude, what's happening?" So she's on the side, and I'll tell you what, she's on the side of the table. So she's standing alongside me. She's not parallel to me. She's standing up horizontal while I'm laying, and she's standing at my hip. And here's a peek into me, folks. Here's a little something you need to know about me at this point. I'm not really a fan of the sideways blowjob. I'm certainly not going to turn it down. I certainly don't mind it. I enjoy it. I enjoy all types. But if I was going to have my choice, I wouldn't have you on the side of me. I would have you between my legs, because all of the stuff that I'm bringing to the blowjob is located in the under part of what we need. So to come in from the side works, but it's going to cause more work for you if you want to, because look, I'm thinking of you. I'm not only the consumer, but I'm also thinking of the client. And so if you want to get this to work in a proper fashion, you're probably going to have to come from the back, or from behind, or from underneath, or whatever, but not from the side. So she's struggling. She's reaching, and she's so small and short. And finally I go, "Hey, hold on. I go, go to the end of the table." And she's like, "What?" And I said, "You should go to the end of the table, and that'll be better." Because again, my feet are hanging off. It's a small table. And she's like, "Oh, okay." And she goes to the end of the table, and she tries to hop up on the table, but she's trying to get purchase on my legs, and my legs are so oily, like she can't grip. So she's like, it's like she's sliding a bit, but she's climbing up on the table, and she tries to get her knees up there, and she's wearing this fucking weird house dress, and it's getting soaked with oil, and it's not working at all. It's so bad. And she's reaching up, and the best part is she's climbing up, and you know when you climb up something and you're reaching for purchase, you're trying to grab like a rope or roots or something to continue the climb up. She's reaching for my cock as if it's going to stabilize her in some way. She's trying to climb up on the table, and she's reaching, and she can't make it. She can't make it, but she's reaching for my cock, and I'm like, dude, if she gets my cock, that's going to be fucking terrible. So finally I go, wait. And she's like, "What?" I go, "Do me a favor. Come here." "Oh, okay." And she doesn't even get on the table. She walks around to where I'm at, and she comes up by me. And I look at her, and like I said, I'm on my back, and I'm fucking fat, and I'm naked, and I'm oily, and I have a heart on. And I just want to, now I just kind of want to get this over with at this point. Part of me wants to just go, you know what? I'm done. I'm just leaving. But I don't know if you can do that. Like I've done that in restaurants where I've like ordered food and I'm like, I cancel it. I'm leaving. I don't know if you can cancel a hand job. You know what I mean? Like, because if a chef's making your entree, you can't exactly cancel it. Well, I'm already halfway to entree. I don't know. And she's had her hand on my cock. It just seems disingenuous to go, I'm leaving. And also, I don't want her to look bad to the two at the desk, because maybe this is Kirby's first day. I have no fucking idea.
Oh, Jesus.
So she comes to the side of me, and I look at her, and she's like, "Oh, what you want? What you want?" And I said, "Climb up." She said, "What?" I said, "Climb up. Just climb up on top of me, and just and do it that way. This way, the table's not too small. Just climb up." And I thought that there would be some sort of argument. I thought there was going to have to be some sort of discussion. But I looked at her, I said, "Climb up." She goes, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Just climb up on top of me and like sit right here." Like I wanted her to sit right on my chest and bend forward. Just like fucking get into a 69 position and just do it that way. And I thought there would be some sort of debate about that. But she scurried up my chest like a mouse running up a clock in a nursery rhyme. Oh my God. Like in seconds flat. Boom, 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 on top and done. So she's sitting on my chest. And she's leaning forward, and now she's fucking set. She's not exactly set because again Kirby is really tiny, and she's got little fucking munchkin legs. So she's not braced on her knees. She's on top of my chest. She's kind of perched on top of me, and she grabs my cock, and she's finally got access to it. And I think she's getting a little tired of this at this point, and so she just goes to work. Now, I think I told you when she was offering me the choices on the menu, she went crazy with her hand, and then she went with her mouth, just bobbing her head up and down super fast. I thought that was just like a picture on the menu, and you know how the entree never looks like the picture on the menu? No, that was not a picture on the menu. That was the actual technique she was going to be using. Because I look up and I can see, she's in the foreground, just like her haunches. And I will tell you this too, by the way, she's not straddling me. She climbs up on top of me and she lays on me straight. So she's like an ironing board. Like she's straight on top of me, perched up. She didn't straddle me. She didn't put her legs on either side of me. She it's like, it was a 69 position, but we were in more of a 19, I think, because she was a straight one. Like she wasn't even fucking moving. And so I see her, her kind of her legs and stuff right by me. Her feet are on like by my head. And I look over and I just see her head just start bobbing super fast. Like, and she's not making noise, but it's like, and she just starts going off on my waterboarded cock. And her head is moving super fast and she's bobbing up and down. And I'm not, I got to be honest with you, it's happening, but I'm not, and I want to concentrate so it just ends quickly for her and for me because this is just painful at this fucking point. But I didn't want to just fucking tell her no, so I'm letting her do it and she's doing it fast and it's not, and again, my cock is in a fucking, it's in a zip tight sandwich bag. So I mean, it's like, I'm not feeling anything really. And she's going off and she's doing that and I'm looking at her and she's perched on top of me and she's in the 19 and, there are certain things that I enjoy as a guy. Let me go ahead and tell you this about me, folks. Because I was waiting for it to get over with. I was really trying to get to the finish line for her, but nothing was happening and I wasn't really into it. And so, I thought to myself, maybe if I could position it where she was sitting on my face, it would work better for me. Because there are things that I like, all right? And that might be one of them. It might be. I'll tell you that right now. That might be one of them. So in my head, I'm like, well, I can do that if because I like eating pussy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's like my favorite fucking thing. So I'm like, if I can do that, then that'll probably fucking flip a switch and everything will be over with and we can get the fuck out of here. And also because that weird thing where I'm like, and this sounds stupid, like I wanted her to be okay with this. Like it was almost like a reward for her for all the bullshit that I put her through. It's so stupid, so terrible. But in my head, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know what I was thinking. So she's on top of me. So I take my hands and I put them on her legs and I kind of try to spread her legs apart. And she's like, fucking flying through this blowjob like Mario Andretti. I don't know how Mario Andretti gets blowjobs, by the way. Guy's a race car driver. Doesn't mean he gives a fast blowjob. Doesn't mean he gives blowjobs at all. Sorry, Andretti family. But she's just like, and so I've got my hands on her legs, and I'm separating her legs, but she's fighting me a bit. I won't lie, because she's trying to keep her balance and just get it over with. But as I'm moving her legs, like I want her to just fucking set her knees down so then I have access and then that's fine. Because again, I'm not thinking straight. I shouldn't even be in this fucking room. It's so awkward. David Carradine's corpse reanimated and walked out. So she's blowing me, and I reach up, and I'm trying to spread her legs apart. And then finally she does. She spreads them apart, and she slides back. She even slides back. But she's so small, she can't slide back enough, and she stops, and she's doing the super fast blowjob. And so I wind up sitting up. Like, I'm sitting up to gain access as she's, like, because she stops, like, right near my chest. And that was when I saw it. Look, I know the Chinese are ahead of us in many ways. And if you look, you can see that the Chinese may have actually invented candles. But other uses for wax have not made their way to China just yet. Because I lean up and I look and I can't even, there is hair and she's wearing underwear, like, but kind of like granny panties, but it doesn't matter. Hair is bursting out of the sides of those and there's hair coming out. I mean, it looks like it's coming out of all angles. I mean, it's terrible. It looks like a parachute thrown over a barbershop floor. I mean, it is just baggy and hanging, but with hair everywhere. It looks like a horse sat in a hammock and his tail was like coming through. I mean, it's so fucking brutal. I'm looking into it. I'm holding her thighs, and I just see. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like Cookie Monster robbing a bank. I mean, it's just fucking crazy. It's just this. It looks like a bandana over just this fucking pile of hair. It is insane. It's insane. And so I lean up and I'm looking and I see that, and my head works quickly. Folks, my head kind of ping pongs back and forth. So I'm sitting up, and her head's just flying. Oh, and I'm holding her thighs, and I'm sitting up to get closer, and I see that, and I'm kind of, my head looks, and I see her, and I think about what she's doing and how I'm not ready to get off, and then I look at the hair, and all that shit goes through my head about fucking Cookie Monster robbing a bank, and then I realize that I'm doing a sit-up, and my head goes, this is probably the first sit-up you've done in over 2 years. And you're doing it to go down on a hooker. And it made me laugh. And not just like laugh, like, haha. I mean, I started to uncontrollably laugh. Like I couldn't stop laughing because it was so stupid. It was just so stupid because I realized the position I'm in. I'm covered in oil. I'm naked. I'm freezing. I had a fucking tiny Asian on top of me who's just like, and I'm holding her knees and I'm looking and there's just this ridiculous amount of hair. It's just crazy. It looks like fucking Chewbacca climbing out of a sewer. I mean, it is crazy. And I start laughing hard. And then my mind also then ping pongs and then goes, and, maybe if you did more sit-ups, you'd be in better shape and your fucking wife wouldn't have left you. And I'm laughing, and I'm holding on to her, and she's doing that. But then when I had that thought, it kind of brought me back to where I was. I was paying for sex. I had been married a couple weeks earlier, and now I'm in a room with this naked midget on top of me, and my wife was gone. And in that moment, it dawned on me, I wasn't, because I remember I said I was going to fuck somebody. I was going to fuck something. That was the first thing I thought. I'm just going to fuck something because it's been 20 years and it's about fucking time. And in that moment, I realized that wasn't what I wanted. I wasn't looking for sex. I was looking for love. Love that was gone. And was never coming back. I wasn't looking for sex. I was looking for love, and I was so fucking lost, so desperate, that I was willing to put my face between a hooker's legs to find it. And I started to cry. I didn't want to. there was, you know, I've told you stories where I'd like songs or whatever would trigger me. Well, I was really a kind of a raw nerve for a long time, and I still am to a certain extent. But then it was real bad, and I just started crying. But I was still laughing over the ridiculousness of what the fuck was happening. So I was like cry laughing or laugh crying. But whatever was happening, I was sobbing. Like my eyes were like watering and stuff. But I was also making I was laughing, definitely, but crying at the same time. I mean, I lost all control of who I was as a person at that point, emotionally and so I'm laughing and I'm crying and all of a sudden, you know, because I weighed like 350 pounds at the time or whatever, and so I'm like Santa. Like my entire body is fucking shaking as I'm laughing and I'm crying and I'm shaking, and I have a 4'5" hooker on top of me with my cock in her mouth. So I start laughing and crying, and I'm bouncing up and down, and she's bouncing up and down, and she's rocking back and forth, and she's just trying to hold on now and stay on top of me. Because right now she has caught the worst fucking wave you possibly can, and she's just trying to surf it to the end. So she's like, oh, and then finally she just stops and she puts her heads up and she's just rolling with me to try and stay on the goddamn table. And I'm laughing and I'm crying and I've got her legs, but I'm slippery with oil and she's slippery, and she fucking all of a sudden out of nowhere, I'm laughing, I'm crying, I'm laughing. She's on top of me, and then she falls off me. She falls off.
Oh my God.
She topples off the table, hits her hip, and boom, just fucking lands on the ground. On one knee and with one foot on the ground, holding my cock still in her hand. And I'm laughing and crying, and I tried to grab her, I tried to hold her back, and I'm fucking too slippery. And that's her fault, quite frankly. That's bad oil technique. And I look down, and there's just a cock ghost waving in the wind with her fist around it, and it's flared at the bottom, and she's on the ground, and I'm laughing, and I'm crying, and I'm just like, oh, dude, what is happening? What is happening? So I'm laughing and I'm crying and I'm trying to wipe my eyes, but there's oil on my hands and my eyes are stinging. And then I look, and then she stands up and she's still holding my cock in her hand. And she's like, oh no, did I hurt you? Are you okay? Did I hurt you? And I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm trying to talk, but laughing and crying at the same time. I'm good. I'm all right. I'm fine. She goes, are you okay? Are you all right? Are you all okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. And she's holding my cock and she's still standing next to me. And she just goes, oh, do you want some water? I'll get you some water. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And it's fine. And I'm fucking naked and cold, and it's just oily and slick. And she runs out. She opens the door and runs outside, closes the door. Plink, 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 plink. I'm laying there and I'm listening to the music and I'm laughing and I'm crying. I'm trying to wipe my eyes, and it's just awful. Why am I there? Why, and what has gone wrong with my life? What has happened to my fucking life? And I sit up, and there's a towel, and I put the towel like over my shoulders. And I look like a boxer who just lost a fight. I'm just laying there in tears. I'm just sitting up in tears and crying. And then the door opens. She comes in. She's got one of those little paper cones of water. She's like, oh, yeah, well, water for you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And I take the water and I fucking sip it. I'm laughing and crying. I'm just trying to gain my composure back. And I'm looking at the ground. And she goes, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. She goes, you sure? I go, yeah, I'm fine. And I'm looking at the ground, and she starts petting me, like on the back, like she's stroking my back. And she's like, it's okay. It's okay. You're okay. And I sip the rest of the water. I'm just sitting there with my eyes closed because they're burning from the oil. And I'm sitting at the edge of the table. And all of a sudden I feel a hand grab my cock and just start stroking it really fast. She reaches in and just, and I go, no, it's okay, no. And she goes, no, it's okay, it's all right, are you okay? And I go, no, I didn't mean it's okay like that. I'm not okay. It's fine. We're done. We are done. She goes, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, I'm fine. I'm gonna get dressed. I'm good. Thank you for the water. Thank you. She's like, oh, okay. Well, you want another towel? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need a fucking squeegee at this point. Yes, give me 9 towels. So she goes, okay. She runs out. She brings more towels, and I'm trying to dry myself off. But I'm like, I'm softer and slicker than I've been in years. And I get dressed as best I can. She leaves me alone to be dressed, and She comes back in with more water. I drink the water. And I open my wallet and I pay her. I give her the $60 anyway because, she didn't say blowjob to completion. She said blowjob, and she certainly tried. She absolutely fucking tried. She deserves more for the effort, for fuck's sake, just for climbing up on me and laying there. I mean, like literally, just to even be in the same fucking room with this mess. So I give her the money. She's like, "Oh no, it's okay." And I go, "That's fine. It's cool. Here you go." And she leaves, and I grab my wallet. I put my shoes on, and I walk out into the hallway about 5 minutes later. And she's in the back, and they're talking in Asian, Chinese, whatever. Her and the two other women behind the desk. And right when I walk out, here's my favorite part. They stop talking. Just in case I know the Mandarin word for pussy. And I go to the desk, and and the one woman, the older woman, is like, "Everything okay?" And I go, "Everything's fine, thank you." I go, "She was great, everything's really good." And they go, "Okay, thank you." And I walk out, and I grab the door, and as I open it to leave, the older woman looks and goes, "Tell your friends!" So it's nice to know that no matter who's on duty, they have a tagline at that massage parlor. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm telling my friends.
Hi, I'm Paul Gilmartin. For the most part, I've cleaned up my act, but the only substance I can't quit abusing is the 40-year-old boy on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network. Do you know the street value of nonsense? It's nearly as expensive as tomfoolery.
You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and coming up later, the day the Indians killed Danny Nagy. A look back at one of this nation's darkest moments.
Often, the simplest of mistakes can bring about tragedy. Chief Staring Bison remembers.
I will never forget the day the crow flew strong, and the Danny Nagy appeared. He stepped into the sacred circle, wearing Chuck Taylors. This angered the horse god, Nahai! It was then written on the four winds, the Danny Nagy must die.
The day the Indians killed Danny Nagy. One not to miss on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network.
This is our way.
Hi, this is fucking Brian Noonan. There's a lot of fucking words I can't say on my very fucking popular radio show, but fucking Mike Schmidt doesn't have that fucking problem on his fucking podcast, The 40-Year-Old Boy, on the Mike Schmidt fucking Podcasting Network. He's so fucking lucky. Cocksucker.
So as you can see, I was a little desperate early. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was just kind of flailing a little bit. And still, like I said, as I always say, still am. We all are. We're all flailing, right? Jump on the board, on the board, jump on board, jump on a board. Jump on a board and surf me. Surf Fat Mike. But things calmed down a bit. And I would tell you guys, like I said, I would allude to stuff and all that. I will tell you this. I realized at that moment that I wasn't really looking for, I wasn't looking for sex. I was just looking for a connection, or love or anything. I was looking to not be me. I didn't want to be me for a while. And then I wound up being more me than I'd ever been in my life, probably. Crying, laughing, fat and naked with a woman falling off of me and looking, going, "Are you okay?" "Yes, I'm okay." I actually went out with some people on Tinder a couple of times, and I didn't know what that was going to, I met people for a drink. And then again, because I don't know, what do you do? And some people were very nice, but it just wasn't, I don't know how to do it. I guess I don't know how to do it. But it turned out that, I do know some people. I'm hesitant to tell you this story because some people don't know how to get sucked into the machine. And when they get sucked into the machine, it turns into a thing. All right, when I was with Karen, I was with Karen forever, and that was that. And I'd never even considered otherwise. But I did talk all the time about how I would look at people like as if they were artwork, or girls would go by and I'd be like, "Holy God!" And I wasn't, I loved Karen and I was with her and she was my wife and that was great. But at the same time, you still, I'm not dead and I am a man. And so I would see girls and you would just be like, holy God. Well, there was a girl that I knew for a long time. It's got to be, how long did I know her?
A long time.
Yeah. Probably 12 years. Like I knew her here in LA. And, we always got along. Everything was great. But there was always some kind of tension there, it seemed like. Her name was Maggie. Her name is Maggie. I shouldn't say was. The story ends with me murdering her. God damn it. Talk about revealing the ending. And she was a friend but there was always something there. And I knew it, but I didn't know any, but let's put it this way. I didn't really know it. Like I knew that I wanted there to be something there. And whenever we would talk, there were sparks and there was flirty and it was fun and it was always back and forth. But I knew I was never going any further than that. And I just figured that she was like that with everybody because that's who she was. She was just that sort of person. I didn't think it was anything specific or special to me. Because I never do. I never think that. I'm always kind of dumbstruck whenever I get any sort of attention that way. Even though, like I said, it's a dichotomy. I think I'm fucking great, and then I also think, why would anybody bother? So we wound up. I wound up seeing her. I ran into her, and I had told her she knew about Karen, and we had talked a little bit, and things were fine, and she didn't vibe me at all. But I will tell you this: we were out at a club, and I know you're like a club. Were you at a Thump Thump club? It's a long story, folks. I have a whole rich club life that I don't tell you about. I'm a club kid. Me and Macaulay Culkin would put pacifiers in our mouth, and we danced the night away. So I was talking to her. And we were all going out afterwards. We were like together, and then we were going to go. Everybody was going to to another bar or a restaurant, like a late night thing. And she said she was going, and I took her aside. I didn't take her aside. We were aside already because earlier in the night we had been flirting pretty heavily. And then I looked at her and I said, "Hey, do you really want to go to breakfast with everybody?" And she's like, "Well, everybody's going." And I said, "I know, but do you really want to go?" She goes, "Why?" And I go, "Well, I was thinking that maybe," and this is, by the way, this is the first time I'm doing this in 20 years. I said, I was thinking you really don't need to go to breakfast, but if you wanted to have breakfast, I would be happy to buy breakfast in the morning. And I don't know where I got the steel balls to make that line. Like literally, I wasn't even. Because, I knew we weren't going to date or anything like that. I was literally just, it was like we had been out all night and flirting and having fun. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. And because I don't know how to hit on anybody. I don't know how to say anything like that to anyone. But that's what I said. I said, if you really want to have breakfast, I can buy breakfast in the morning. And her face was this bemused look. She has a way of looking at you like you're an insect anyway. But she kind of looked at me, but I will tell you this: she looked at me like I was kind of with this weird face. Like, is he really? Like, did he really just basically hit on me and tell me let's go fuck? Is that what he just did? But also at the same time, she made a face like, good for you. I was waiting for you to say something like this. And then she looked at me and she said, I have to be up really early in the morning, so that's probably not going to work. Which was a very nice way to tell me no. She could have just been fuck you or whatever, and so I was like, okay, I just nodded and I'm like, cool. I said, and I will tell you this, there's always been this weird sexual tension between us, but I was married and stuff, and she gets a lot of attention from men, a ton. To the point where in my head, I was always like, well, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to be one of those dudes who just, you ever see an old movie from the 50s or 60s, like a musical, and there's Marilyn Monroe or Jane Russell, and they're dancing, and they walk past, and there's 4 dudes in tuxedos who watch them walk by and make a face? But those guys never, ever are going to fuck Marilyn Monroe or Jane Russell. I didn't want to be one of the dudes in the tuxedos. I didn't want to be part of the company. Okay. And every guy that would run into this girl was part of the company. Look, earlier in the night, I was talking to her, and another guy came over who was a complete fucking douchebag, and he just basically jumped into our conversation, and she started talking to him, and they went in the other room. And I was like, well, I guess we're done talking. And it turned out, I guess she has a history with that guy, or she used to date him. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. All I know is then later in the night, she came back to me and was vibing. We were flirting back and forth, and that's when I took my shot. So, and so when she said no, I took that as a blanket no forever, because I'm good like that. I am not going to keep chasing if you've said no. You know, I took a shot because I thought that there was something there, and you said no. And again, because this is reverting back to old me, like way back in the day. Like that's how I used to do it. It's like, if you said no, that's it. I was never the kind to call you again and go, well, come on, or you know, I'm not going to talk you into fucking me. You know what I mean? It's like, if you want to, great, and I'm going to take a shot. And if there's one shot and it doesn't work, then hey, it was nice meeting you or knowing you or seeing you, and that's not going to work apparently, and that's fine. And I feel stupid already for even trying, but that's fine. But you got to take that shot. So I took that shot, and when she said no, for me, that was it. No forever. All sexual tension, anything that had existed was gone and extinguished. I was like, done. Because I was not going to be, because I'd seen it. I'd seen this girl chased, and I was not going to be that guy. And also because I had just had my heart fucking destroyed. So I wasn't about to open myself up to multiple no's. I mean, I one no was bad enough. But I felt like in that moment I had to take the shot, because we had a long time flirtation. So there was a no, and that was fine. I was okay with it. So some time passes, and I'm out, and I see her again. And I go up to her, and I'm like, hi, how are you? And she's great, and she gives me a hug, and everything's fine. And I was there with other people, and she was there with other people. And it was at a club, a bar. And so the night passes, and I would see her periodically, but I was purposely not talking to her because I didn't want to be that guy. And again, she's got every guy in the fucking world is walking up and talking to her, and I'm not going to be that. I'm not that person. I won't do that. You already told me no. That's that. And so she's had a few. And by a few, I mean gallons. So she's putting it away, and she's with her party, and I'm with my party, and then my party kind of dissipates a little bit. I'm just with a couple of guys, and then she's with people, and then it's drifting off, and so then I walk, and I go to use. She's gone. I don't see her, and then I go to use the restroom on the other side of the club, and I walk by, and she's there by the other restroom, and she's leaning against the wall. I think she's holding the bar up. And I said, hey. And she's like, hey. And I went to walk past her, and she kicked her leg out and put it on the wall in front of me. And she's like, you got to pay a toll. And I was like, oh, well, all right. You know what? Because we kind of had that dynamic. So I grabbed her leg, and I said, well, you're going to have to pay to get your leg back. Because honestly, if I'd have tugged on her leg, she hits the ground. I mean, she's wobbly. And she laughs, and then I let her leg go, and she let me pass. And I walk out, and she's still there, and she's talking to her friends. And I slide by, and I go back, and my friends are ready to leave. And I'm like, all right. So I walk out into the other room, and she's there alone. And I went over to say goodbye. So I walked over, and I was like, I went to talk to her, and she goes, oh, you're leaving? And I said, yeah. And she goes, oh. And I go, aren't you leaving? Now you're with your friends. And she goes, my friends left. I said, well, are they picking you up? And she's like, no. And I said, all right, do you live here? Like, what? What are you doing? Are you staying in the bar? Because it was closing time, and pretty much everything's ending. And she said, well, no, if you're staying, I wanted to stay. And I said, well, I'm actually leaving. And she goes, oh, well, they were my ride. And I said, oh, do you need a ride home? Because I don't know. I have no game. What am I supposed to say? Something smooth? I'm just like, do you need a ride home? And she's like, well, you'd do that? And I said, yes, if you need a lift, I can give you a lift. Where do you live? And she tells me. And I said, yeah, no problem. Because again, I'm not drinking. I don't care. I'll drive. And my friends are waiting for me because we were all going to split together, but we drove separately. And, well, actually, I came with one of my friends and my other friend came alone, but then they kind of look at me and I look at them like, and I can't even imagine what my face would have looked like because I have not had to tell guys I'm with a girl in like forever. So I kind of made this, I think I just kind of looked at them like, I can't fucking believe this is happening. And I turned my head to look at them, and the two of them looked at me. And here's how smooth. Again, my friends are just like both of them like thumbs up, like yeah, ha ha, because that's all. They're just rooting for me at this point because I'm probably just such a mope all the fucking time. They're like, finally, do something with your life. So they fucking, he's like, I'm like, are you okay to take? I'm fine. You're good. Stay here. Bye. Nice to meet you. They run away. So then it's me and her. And I look at her and I'm like, all right, so you want to just get out of here? Do you want to go eat something? Because again, I'm not good at signals. I don't get anything. So I'm like, do you want to stop? Do you want to eat something? And she's like, no, you can just take me home. I'm like, all right. So, she gets in my car, we're driving, and, she has a flask, which she pulls out, and she takes a couple of pulls off the flask in my car. And I'm like, great, I'm going to jail. She puts it away, and we're talking, we're having a good time, and everything's fun. And she's not destroyed, like wasted, but she's got a pretty good buzz on. And so I take her to her place, and she's like, all right, well, and she goes, I'm in here. And I said, well, hold on, I'll walk you up. But she's, you don't have to do that. I go, yeah, I do. Of course I do. I'm a gentleman. That's what I do. So I had to find a meter to park at. I did, and I walk her to her place. And we're outside the apartment building. And she's like, well, I really had a good time. And I'm like, well, of course you did. You were with your friends. I've been in the car with you for 5 minutes. And she's standing there and she's looking at me. And I'm looking at her. And again, I've been out of it for 20 years. I don't know any of this. I don't know how it works. I don't know anything. All I know is I'm in front of her apartment. I'm parked. And she's looking at me, and it's there. The tension that had always been there is back. And it was always there, and I never did anything about it. I never leaned in, I never hugged her, I never did anything like that. But in my head I went, you have to do this. I mean, and I even said, you tried once, and she said no. And she's the kind of woman who likes being asked, but she may like saying no better. Just because it gives her all the power. She loves all the power. And I'm terrible at that because I don't want to be, again, I had just had my heart ripped out of my chest. I wasn't about to have it happen again. And I told myself I wasn't going to do it, but she's looking at me and her face is gorgeous. And she's just looking at me. And I'm looking at her, and I just leaned in. I had to lean in. I haven't done it in forever, but I did. And I was pleasantly surprised when she leaned in as well. And under the stars, in the light of her apartment building, we just start going tongues and hands everywhere. I mean, we are just groping, and I put in 15 years attention into whatever I could to show what I had. You know what I mean? It was like, because as far as I was concerned, this was a fucking job interview, and I had just this tiny amount of time to say, you know what, because I'm again, like I said, I'm not going to talk you into anything, but I can try to make you want me to talk you into something. You know what I mean? So I came with every fastball I had. I did everything I could right there in front of the apartment. I didn't care. I just was like, I'm doing this because I mean, I'm not bad. If I turn it on, I'm not bad. And neither was she. And so it was happening, and and we're there maybe 10 minutes just going at it. And finally it was great. It was like a movie because it was this thing where I leaned in, she leaned in, and we kissed each other, and we looked at each other, and then just go. And we just like collided at one, like fucking rhinos or something in the goddamn Serengeti. We just banged into one another, and it's just mouths and neck and fucking hands and all over the place. And for a good, like, I don't even know, like I said, maybe 10 minutes. And then there was this thing, we pulled back together at the same time so much that I think it went I think it popped. I think we popped. I think the manager had to turn a hose on us to fucking separate us because we were locked. We were locked together. And we both like... And I'm looking and she's doing that and her eyes are kind of half lidded and she's smiling, but she's looking at me and her hands are on my shirt and she's holding my shirt and I'm holding her by the waist and I'm looking at her and she goes, and I go, I'm coming upstairs. And she goes, do you think that's a good idea? And I said, I think it's the best fucking idea. And I pulled her forward and we went at it again. And then being pulled back. And she's looking at me and I'm looking at her and she just goes, okay. And we went upstairs. And it was so funny. Like I let her lead the way. I didn't go near her. Like it was this weird thing where we got in the building and I was just like, all right, you know what it was? It was like a video game. And I had just won level 2. Maybe level 3. And I was heading up to meet the final boss. Blink, 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 blink. So I'm heading upstairs. And we're in the stairway and we walk up there and we go in her house. And right when the door closes, it's just a fucking tornado. I mean, it is a tornado. And you know, I throw her on the couch and we're doing this and we're doing that and things are happening and I'm just fucking, I'm ready. My pants are going to explode. I mean, it's just fucking, I mean, because again, I haven't had this happen in forever. So we're kind of going at it and things are happening and then things are getting removed from her and there's a shirt and then maybe there's some boots and then maybe there's some pants and I'm still fully clothed. And then she's pretty much naked, except for she's got a thong on. And then we get to the thong, and she looks at me, and she's like, "Hey, I got to tell you something. I just have to tell you. It would happen to be that time of the month for me." And I think I laughed. And I looked at her, because I think we all know my opinion on that and where I stand. And I just looked at her and I was like, that is not going to be a problem. And she goes, I just felt like I had to tell you. Whoop, and we just fucking dive right back in. And again, I'm fully clothed. She's naked on my lap, and we're just it is happening. And I'm again, my pants are ready to fucking explode. And so things happen, and one thing happens to another, and then we wind up in the other room, and I'm still fully clothed. And I mean, for like an hour and a half. I mean, it's like, and then
Show off.
Well, I mean, I was doing other things. I didn't need to. I mean, your time is flying by. We're making, but it's and I didn't need my clothes off to do the stuff that I wanted to do. Does that make any sense? This made me laugh. Anyway, some things are happening, and then she enjoyed them. And there was this part where, so then she kind of collapses forward, and she looks at me, and I'm at the foot of the bed, and she's a little higher up, obviously, and then and she's on her stomach, and she collapses forward on her stomach, and then she looks back at me, and she's smiling with her kind of half-lidded eyes, and she looks and she goes, and again, she's all about power. I mean, she really just is. That's who she is as a person. And she doesn't have any emotions. I mean, I should tell you that. This was not any sort of, this was sport fucking. This was straight sport fucking. And I haven't done that in forever. And she falls forward on her stomach and she looks back at me and she's looking at me and kind of like squinty eyed, but also smiling. And she looks and she goes, that was effective. And I was like, well, that's good, right? I hope that's good. And she goes, no, it is. She goes, I didn't think that would work, but yeah, that was effective. I'm like, all right, Dr. Kinsey, I'm glad that worked out for you. As I'm still wearing clothes. So then we're going again, we're things are happening and stuff is all right. And then, and finally my shirt comes off, and then maybe shoes, and so then finally I'm naked, and we've been there now almost, I'm like 3 hours maybe, and I'm naked, and but nothing has happened just yet, and all of a sudden she sees her clock, and she's like, "Oh my God." And I said, "What?" And she's like, "My roommate is going to be home in 15 minutes." And so what? So let's close the door, or let's go pick up all of the clothes. I mean, so what? And it's just like, no, and I don't know anything about her situation at all. I don't know if that's code for something. I don't know if it means she wants me out of her house. I have no idea. All I know is I don't see the big deal in it, but she does, and she's just like, all right, well, no, that's all right. This is, we got it. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, then let's, come over here. And then she did. And so I'm on the bed, and she kind of positions herself, and I said, I am going to fuck you. And she goes, yeah? And I go, yeah. And she goes, okay, hold on. And she goes over and she grabs her purse and she grabs a condom. And I'm like, I don't, that's probably not necessary. And she goes, what? And I said, yeah. I go, I've been out of commission for like 20 years. So, I mean, it's really nothing for you to worry about. And she goes, I haven't.
Oh! Wow!
And in my head I went, yeah, I guess that makes sense, really. So I stand up, and then we're both standing up, and she goes to put it on me, and does, and that's fine with me, because again, we got to go, man. Somebody's coming home. I don't know who the fuck it is, but somebody's coming home. So I spin her around, and the condom, which I haven't had one on in a long time, and she puts it on me, and my cock goes away.
Oh.
I mean, gone. Like, to the point where I reach down and I'm like, no, I mean, like, instantly gone. Like, she puts it on me and she rolls it, and then and she turns around, and then I know in my head what's happening, because it's like, all right, I gotta fuck her, and then the fucking clock is ticking, and someone's gonna be here, and now there's a condom on me. It's like all of a sudden, and my cock, it disappears. It's gone. And then she tries to help, because again, I've been hard for 3 hours. 3 fucking hours. And I haven't been with anybody. 3 hours. And she puts that thing on, and it was like, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know, this was like a weird condom. Like, I don't know if they changed condoms in the times that I've been using condoms, but this was like a fucking, this was the Jack the Ripper condom. It just throttled my cock and strangled the life out of it. It was so bad. I thought my cock looked lonely in a piece of saran wrap, but at least it fucking worked. Holy shit. I'm about to get laid for the first time from somebody else in 20 fucking years, and I can't get it up.
Sorry for laughing.
Stunned. And this will sound like bullshit or whatever. I'm not kidding. First time ever in my life. In my life. And I'm sure it's the arbitrary time limit. I'm sure it's the condom, and I'm sure it's the fact that I'm with somebody who's not my wife. But this is someone I've been fucking idealizing in my fucking head for however long, and me, obviously, because we're upstairs, and then I was very effective. God damn it! Can't I surf effective into the fucking the end zone? Why not? First time I've ever not been able to get it up, and it goes away. Like, it's not even like half where I think I can kind of fake it, and once I get in there, like a lawnmower, I can kind of push start it and it'll be okay. It's just like, no, man, fucking gone. My cock is gone. And she lays there, and like I said, she tries to help, and then she's laying there looking at me, and I look at her, and I just go, ha ha. And I reached, and I go, I don't know what just fucking happened. And she looks at me and she goes, "Don't worry about it." I go, I can't even worry about it because it's never happened, but it's just strange. And I literally reach down and I pull the condom off me like a doctor pulling off his fucking gloves after a fucking failed surgery. Just snap, snap. And I fucking just peel the condom off and I fucking throw it. And I'm like, and I just laughed and I didn't get mad. I literally saw it as just the most absurd situation you could ever imagine. It was like I was fucking Leon Lett. I was Leon Lett. I was 1 yard away from scoring a touchdown in the fucking Super Bowl, and then goddamn Don Beebe came up behind me and took my cock away. Fuck you, Beebe.
Holy shit.
So I'm just fucking limp dick, and I'm looking at her, and she's down, and I laid down next to her. I just flopped down on the bed, and she leans over and she puts her arm around me and she goes, "I am the last person you need to worry about when something like this happens." And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but good. And she's like, "Well, don't worry about it." I'm not worried about it. I just don't understand it, but that's fine. I go, "Are you cool?" And she goes, "Oh no, yeah, I go, "That's fine." And she goes, "Believe me," she goes, it won't happen next time."
Ooh.
And I was like, "Well then, I guess it won't."
You just did a Johnny Carson.
I did. I straightened my fake tie.
Oh my God, that was
And first time in 20 with someone I've been chasing forever, and I couldn't get it up. I couldn't get it up. I had it up. I had it up for 3 hours. I mean like fucking crazy through a wall, ready up, and then and it went away. My cock went away, and so we laid there and we laughed for a couple of minutes, and then she's like, "You gotta go." And so I got dressed and I left. And don't think it was all great and fun and everything and haha and then I get outside in the hallway and I'm like, I motherfucker. Like I couldn't. I was more boggled. I wasn't even angry. Like I said, it was absurd to me that would happen. It was almost like a test or like I don't know if Jesus is involved in that sort of thing, but he's just like, fuck you, and he took my cock away at the last second. I don't know what Jesus does. He's a prankster. He's a goddamn prankster. Jesus, do me a favor. Go turn water into wine and leave my cock alone. You and Don Beebe take a fucking walk.
Oh God.
So I didn't even know what I was supposed to do at that point. Because again, I have not done that in fucking forever. And this is, again, still I was reeling and still kind of a fucking mess. I didn't know what was happening. So I don't know if I'm supposed to call or not call. I mean, because I had sort of gotten the go ahead that it was going to happen again, but I didn't know. And again, I didn't want to be that guy because I didn't want to call up and get told no. I wasn't sure if I had passed the test. And certainly I was effective, but I don't know what effective means. You get another day in court, even though she said that I did, but who knows? And then you fucking, again, all you can think about is like whatever the next time my cock was hard, I just wanted to run to her place. Like that was all I wanted to do and go, see, really? Even though for 3 hours it had worked fine, when it came time for it, he fucking bailed on me. And I just want to prove yourself. Literally, that's all you want. You just want a rematch. That's all you want is a fucking rematch. It's because that's, again, it's sport fucking. But I will tell you this, because it just sort of happened. Like I didn't plan on it. It just, because this was, I mean, Karen had only been gone a short time and I was still fucking, ugh. So time passes. Not much, a couple days. And then I got a text. And I texted her and we talked back and forth. And I wasn't going to ask. I mean, I'd love the opportunity to show you what I can do. I'd love another audition. But I wasn't going to ask because I didn't want, because you know why? I did obviously I was still in I don't want to be turned down mode. I did not want to be told no. I don't like no. No is not good. So we were talking and it was like fine texting and then back and forth. And then she actually said, "So, when am I going to put you on my dance card again?" And I said, "Well then, how about 5 minutes from now?" Like literally, I don't know. So we figured it out, and again, I wasn't working at the time, so I mean, how about whenever, you know what I mean? Like literally, I had nothing to do. So we figured we'd get together that weekend. So, and again, I was kind of broke, so I didn't know if we were having a date or what we were going to do. But it turned out that that was not important to her either. She was just like, hey, I'm going to go out with some friends and go drinking, and I'll text you after. And because, again, this is all new to me. I don't know what that means. I thought I was going to have to get my suit pressed and show up with some roses and then a straw hat. And then I would meet her mom, and then we would go out. Because, again, I'm old. I don't know what the fuck is happening these days. You kids. So she's like, no, I'm going to go out this weekend and then I'll text you. And if you're around, we'll figure it out. I'm like, okay, great. And then I proceeded to be around forever. Like, I was not, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not going fucking anywhere. Boy, I'll tell you what, Mex thought I looked at my phone a lot this past weekend. Holy God. You should have seen me looking at my phone 10 months ago. I think I invented Google Glass. When I got tired of holding it in my hand, I just taped it to a pair of sunglasses and pressed it up against my fucking head. Just to see, just to wait, just to find out. I actually, when she told me she might text me, I actually bought a runner's outfit and got into a runner's crouch at my doorstop, just waiting for the fucking word to sprint. Because I was not going out like that, goddammit. So finally the weekend comes, and nothing on Friday and Saturday. Finally, she texts me, and she's like, hey, you want to come by? I said, yeah. So, and I don't know if I texted yeah, or if I leaned out the window and screamed yeah so loudly she heard it. I have no idea. Fuck yeah. And I went over to her place and I walked in and just picked up kind of right where we left off and went at it. And there's like 9 cats, but I don't care if they're watching. I'm into that. That's fine. I like cats. Let's do this. And it was funny in the middle of it. Finally, at one point, I just kind of poked my head up and I looked at her and I go, what time's your roommate coming home? And she's like, don't worry about it. I said, all right, I won't. And a lot of things happened and a lot of things worked. And then we got to a certain point and it was time for, and here was again, I actually considered, I won't lie to you, I considered getting like some Viagra or something or trying to find something like I had never, because it never happened. So I was like, I don't know what's going to fucking happen here. So it came time to do things that would require me putting something on. So she's like, I got a condom, and I'm like, okay. And she put it on me, and I waited. You know, we still went at it, but nothing happened. And part of me was like, I didn't want to. This is going to sound awful, and I apologize to all of you. I didn't want to just put it on and jam it in like really fast, but like, let's do this before it goes away. Like, I didn't want to panic. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to be like, it's still there, it's still hard, let's go, fight. Like, just like fucking line people up and let's do this. We're not taking the beach at Normandy, we're fucking, it's supposed to be fun. So I didn't want to just fucking rampage, all right? So I mean, you do, but not in the beginning, you know what I mean? So sure enough, it went on me, and there was a beat where we were kind of still making out, and in my head, I'm going, think about it, but don't think about it. Is it still there? You have to get away from that. Because I've never had any experience with the trying to stay hard. I've had the experience with the, hey, don't fucking, not too soon, that sort of thing. We all do that when we're kids, but I mean, then you get older and everything goes away and you find out what you're doing and you learn how to do it. So I just went, fuck it, just do this. And I just kind of rode with it and everything was fine. And everything went well. Everybody lived happily ever after. Should I put it that way? That's how I'll put it, in a nice way to spare you anything. But everything stayed the way it was supposed to, and I was very effective. So then that happens, and then we're laying there, and I didn't know how to feel. I mean, there was that small element of, yeah, that's right, that's what I do. You know what I mean? Where it was like I'd redeemed myself to a certain extent. But also, I didn't. I have to admit, I didn't really. I mean, it was great. It was fun, but it was just fun. And I hadn't had fun in a long time, so it was good to do that. But I was looking for more. You know, because like I said, when I made that decision where I'm like, I'm going to fuck somebody, I'm going to fuck something, and then all the fucking Three Stooges bullshit happened at the massage parlor, and then I was like, ugh. And then I finally wind up with someone who, it just, you know, it was, like I said, it was sport fucking, which I hadn't done in a long time. And when I did it, I gotta be honest, even when I did it, I wasn't good at it. I mean, I was good at doing it, or to a certain extent, maybe not good, whatever the fuck. But I mean, I was able to do it. But then even the next day, it was hard to get rid of me. You know, it would be that thing where even on the road, girls would be like, all right, well, that's fine. And I'd be like, hey, well, let's go to lunch or breakfast or, hang out. And it's, and I would have to almost tell myself, eventually I had to go, hey, dude, you can't just leave, just leave. But that's not what I was really into. But afterwards, so we're laying there and it was fun. We were talking and she's playing music. In the room. There was music playing while we were going at it. And I will tell you this, a song came on while we were involved and I heard it and I was like, oh my God. Like I didn't know who this person was, but this is what she had playing while we were there. And, then I heard a song that started to play as a song called Jolene. And I knew that song and I knew who it was. Not Jolene Dolly Parton, but it was Jolene, and I recognized it because it's the only song I own by a guy named Ray LaMontagne. And it was the closing credits of The Town. And that song played, and so I was like, oh, that must be who this is. And every one of his songs would play. There was a song called Be Here, I think. And this guy, I mean, dude, the only touchstone I had with Ray LaMontagne was on American Idol. All of the men sing Ray LaMontagne songs, and it turns out they ruined them, because then when I heard him do them, I'm like, oh, that's the way they're supposed to be fucking done. So there was a song that played, and it was a song called like Rock and Roll and Radio. And it opens up, and it's just harmonica and guitar, and it's sad. It's the chords are sad. The saddest chord of all. I heard the music, and then I heard him start to sing, and I didn't really get to concentrate because I was busy trying not to lose my heart on. And I was like, well, maybe you shouldn't listen to Ray LaMontagne now and get in the moment a little bit here. But I could hear the song while it was playing, and I was like, oh my God, I could just hear the song. I didn't hear the words, but I heard the song. And then we were laying there and we're talking, and more Ray LaMontagne is playing. And I actually looked at her, because I go, who is this playing? And she goes, it's Ray LaMontagne. I said, is this guy just genetically engineered to make you fucking horrible? I mean, like, make you feel sad? And she's like, yeah, a lot of his stuff is like that. And I'm like, well, that's an interesting choice, because I'm like, this is like crazy. I mean, he's just, I don't know if this guy's ever smiled in his life. And she's just like, it's great music. I love it. So we're listening. And then I said to her, what are you doing tomorrow? Because again, I'm not a guy who goes away well. And she's like, well, I'll text you, if I'm around or whatever. I said, okay, great. So I leave. Walk out into the night. I'm like, all right, fine. Because it's not what I'm used to. Next day she texts me. And she's like, what are you doing? And I said, nothing. Because again, I have no job and no life or anything. My wife left a couple of months ago. How are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are you... I'm sitting here staring at my phone waiting to see if you light it up. Or if anybody's interested. And she finally, she's like, well, what are you doing tonight? I said, nothing. She goes, you want to come by? I said, sure. So I go by her place, and I should tell you, I'm also, every time she invites me over, I feel like redeemed. I'm like, yay, I did something right. Do you know what I mean? It's like I keep getting a fucking Scooby snack. I'm like, all right. So I come over and I walk in, and like I said, we had gone at it right away, but she stops me and she goes, well, and I had it's that time of the month again. Now it has shown up. But she wanted me to come by and just hang out, which I guess is a bonus. But I even say to her, I'm like, well, that's okay. I mean, it doesn't bother me. She explained to me that, and again, folks, I'm not a lady, but apparently sometimes they're worse than usual. And you wind up with like real bad pain and cramps and all that. And she just wanted to hang out. So I said, all right. So we did. We hung out for hours talking. And this will sound ridiculous. Reading poetry. Because she was talking about it, and I'm genuinely interested I'm interested in people, and I'm interested in what they like. And so she started talking about what she liked, and I said, well, do you have favorite poems that aren't like bullshit Shakespeare? Which sounds great. And she had a couple that she shared with me, and she had music playing. And the music was playing. It was a mix of like Leonard Cohen, and then Ray LaMontagne was in there. And all of a sudden a song comes on, and it's the song I recognized from the night before by Ray LaMontagne. And like I said, I found out later it's called like Rock and Roll and Radio. So I'm sitting there with her, and we're talking, and the music starts, and so this time I pay attention. And the words are, I hear the lyric, and I freeze. She's finding her poem and she's looking it up, and he sings, "Are you still in love with me like the way you used to be, or is it changing?" And I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I immediately thought of Karen. Because again, I was a raw nerve. And he says, "Does it deepen over time like the river that is winding through the canyon?" But the way he sings it, I can't do it justice. You'd have to hear him. You'd have to hear the lyric and the way it's delivered. But just the line, "Are you still in love with me like the way you used to be? Or is it changing?" It resonates in my head. And then, he says the next line, and I reached over and I turned off her iPod. And she looked at me. I go, "Yeah, I'm not going to do real good with that. I don't want to hear that song." Because I could feel it. I could feel it welling up in my throat. And I was trying to calm down. She goes, "Oh, okay." And she goes, "Well, there's other songs," and she skips to a couple other things, and we're talking, and she's really smart and fun, and we're talking about poetry, and she's talking about music, and she's telling me about Leonard Cohen, and we're talking about those things, and a couple hours go by, not even, about an hour and a half, and she restarts the iPod. We're talking, music is playing, it's on shuffle, and we actually wound up dancing, I think, like slow dancing. Yeah, it was fun. Because I was just happy to be connecting with somebody. Because, again, like I said, I wasn't working yet, and I wasn't hanging out with my friends. I wasn't doing anything with anybody. I was still kind of frozen. And so just to be out connecting with someone was great. But I had still felt empty from the night before because it was fun, but it wasn't really fun. But this was kind of what I wanted. I wanted to talk to her, and I wanted to connect with her, and I wanted to find out what she liked and who she was. We slow danced a few times, then we're sitting there, and I'm next to her on the couch. And the song starts, the LaMontagne song. Again, it comes up in the shuffle. And I hear that note, just the note, the opening note. And I kind of seized up, and I'm like, well, don't do anything. And it starts to play. And I'm on the couch next to her, and she's on my left-hand side. And as it's playing, she looks at me, and she kind of smiles, and then she reaches over, and she hits stop. And she goes, "I know you don't like that one." And she looked at me, and she smiled, but she still stared into my eyes, and I was looking at her. And I won't lie, I loved the fact that she remembered. Because it had been an hour and a half or whatever, but she remembered that was the song that I had stopped, and she took the time then to stop it, which was a caring gesture because she didn't think I liked it, and she wanted to kind of spare me from whatever I was going through, and I'm looking at her, and she's looking at me, and she smiles, and we're just looking at each other's eyes, and I leaned forward and I kissed her. And at the same time, I looked, and I made a conscious decision in my head. I wanted to be vulnerable in that moment. I mean, I had thought I wanted sex, and then I wound up at a massage parlor, and then I had thought I wanted sport fucking, and I wound up feeling empty, and what I wanted was to connect with somebody, and just being there with her, and then the slow dancing, and that was even better than the fuck. Yeah, I mean, it just was. Just to be there with someone, and to know they wanted to be there with you, and it made me feel better, and it made me feel worthy. And so I made a conscious decision to be vulnerable in that moment. And so I leaned forward and I kissed her, and I hit play. And she looked at me with her eyebrows up like, oh, like, all right. You know, I should tell you this. I was connecting with her on a level that I think she wasn't. I mean, because all of this was going through me and through my head, and she was there having fun with a guy. And so I hit play, and I was like, I'm going to hear this song. So, and the line is, are you still in love with me like the way you used to be, or is it changing? Does it deepen over time like the river that is winding through the canyon? And that's, you know, I had heard that, and it was like, oh man, that's kind of rough. I did not know the rest of the lyrics. And he sings, are you still in love with her? Do you remember how you were before the sorrow? Are you closer for the tears? Or has the weight of all the years left you hollow? I was almost, like, part of me was like, did he live next door to me and write a song after my marriage ended? Like, what the fuck? How did he know? How did he know? And I froze. Are you still in love with her? Do you remember how you were before the sorrow? Are you closer for the tears, or has the weight of all the years left you hollow? And the way he says hollow, dude, he goes, has the weight of all the years left you hollow? Like, it's just, he says it so sadly. And so she's not looking at me. We're kind of, you know, she's kind of in my shoulder a bit, and I'm holding her. And then he says, are we strangers now? And if you remember, when Karen left me the first time, I put together a compilation of I have like a ton of CDs and all the different songs. And there was a song called Save Me by Queen. And the line that threw me, that the part that really killed me, was he says, was it all wasted, all that love? You know, he basically says, I'll start again with someone new. Was it all wasted, all that love? And it killed me, because I was like, yeah, it was. It was all wasted. So when he says, are we strangers now? I was like, oh. And the chorus is like rock and roll on the radio, and I'm fighting it. I'm feeling it, but I'm fighting it, but I chose it because I wanted to feel it. I wanted to feel raw. I wanted to feel closeness. I wanted to feel alive, and I wanted to deal with what I was dealing with, but I wanted to do it with someone, and I wanted somebody to be with me, to empathize with me and feel with me. I wanted somebody to feel with me. So the next verse is, I can see you lying there, tying ribbons in your hair and pulling faces. I can feel your hand in mine, though we're living separate lives in separate places. And that'll do it. I was holding her, and it's just the combination of the guitar and the harmonica and the closeness and feeling open and not caring. And he says, though we're living separate lives in separate places, and I wanted to do it. And tears welled up in my eyes. And I leaned in, and I was holding her. And I cried. I wanted to. I didn't sob. I didn't fucking bury my face. Ah! But it's that thing where you just let tears come. And I was leaning on her, and my head was kind of on her shoulder. And tears came. And I blinked, and a tear rolled down my face, and it dropped onto her shoulder as I held her, which is what I wanted. I wanted closeness. I wanted to be held and be with someone and be vulnerable. And a tear ran down my cheek, and it landed on her shoulder. And I'm pretty sure steam came off of her shoulder because it evaporated instantly. And I felt her entire body shudder. Just like that. And I instantly knew in my head, oh, you fucked this up forever. And I immediately sat up, and the song kept playing, and it's still sad. And she didn't say anything, but she didn't turn to look at me. either. There was no, aw. I got more compassion out of Kirby, who stroked my hair and asked if I was okay while I sobbed covered in oil in a massage parlor. She didn't even turn around. And I leaned back, and I tell you what I did. You know what I did? I leaned back and tilted my head back, hoping tears would go back into my head, trying to stop it. Because I knew I'd made a mistake. Did I make a mistake? Yes. No, I mean, I didn't. I did what I wanted. It was just the wrong fucking thing, and she was absolutely not ready for it and not interested. Because you know why? She was looking for a guy to have fun with and maybe fuck a few times. That was it. That was all. We were sport fucking for her. And here's the worst thing is I think, well, I'll just tell you. I leaned back and I so there's this beat and the song is playing and like I said, I'm literally leaning back hoping tears go back into my fucking head. And I wiped them real quick and I wasn't sobbing again. There was just a couple that were coming out, but my eyes were welled up and I leaned back and I kind of just went, huh. And she didn't say anything and I went, I just fucking ruined this, didn't I? And then she looked at me. She hadn't looked at me yet. And she turned and she goes, no, what? And I go, nothing. I go, I'm sorry. I said, I'm a mess right now. And my wife just left. And this is all new. And this is not about you. It's about me. And I'm sorry to put you in the middle of it. It's my fault. I shouldn't have done it. And she's like, no, we're fine. Everything's fine. But it was absolutely not fine. Oh my God, was it not fine? Literally, she's like, no, it's fine. And she's standing up and getting my coat and then she just wanted nothing more than me gone away. Cause she was just, dude, she had no interest in emotion. None. And the song is still playing and I'm trying to deal with it because he's still, he's talking, oh my God. And I'm trying to explain to her that I'm fine and it's fine and I'm good. And she didn't pat my shoulder or hug me, right? She just like, no, it's good. Everything's fine. And she's just sitting there because she doesn't know what to fucking do. She's got a mess on her couch. She's looking for a mop and a Swiffer to get it the fuck out of there. That's it. And like I said, I looked right at her and I go, I fucking ruined this, didn't I? And I knew I did. And she's like, no, everything's good. Everything's fine. But I was out of there in 20 minutes and welcomed to leave. Like it was very much like, no, we're good. Yeah, I'm okay. Are you okay? All right. Well, I mean, I'll call you or I'll text you, and I said, okay, great. And, I walked to the door and I looked at her and I said, again, this is nothing to do with you. And she's like, oh, I totally understand. That's fine. Come on. You don't have to worry about this sort of thing. That's fine. Just door slam. And I'm just standing in the hallway like, yeah.
Sorry.
Believe me, I knew the second it happened. I went, and I said it out loud. I just fucking ruined this, didn't I? And I did. Haven't heard from her since. And I did not, I won't, as you know, even when it went well, I wouldn't text her for a second chance. I'm not about to go, hey, remember me, the guy who couldn't get it up and then cried? I think we'd like to get together again, wouldn't you? Yeah. So that's how it went early on when Karen left. And it was at that moment I actually walked to my car and I'm walking outside. And again, like I said, I had nothing, man. I had nothing at all. And it was coming up where I was going to be going to Detroit soon and stuff. And so I was, and in my head, I'm like, you need to stop this. You need to stop having human interactions because you are not ready for this at all. Because I just jumped in too soon. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Let's do it. Be fine. No. Avoid people. Stay away from things. You just need to do that now. And I did. I've avoided it for the longest time. Because I wasn't ready. Just wasn't. I knew that there was no point. I was a raw nerve, and I was kind of a mess, and I was not over things, and I had not recovered. I was over it in that it wasn't going to restart, but I wasn't over getting hurt. I wasn't over being devastated, quite frankly. And I tried way too soon to it's like trying to fix a bathtub with putty. You know, like you're just
Literally.
Yeah, pretty much. Only once.
It happens.
Yeah. Oh. So I decided I was done with. I couldn't. I just wasn't ready for that. But I think that changed. I think last week I was in Wisconsin, and I got to see Jill. And Jill and I have been friends for a while. You know, we've talked, and she was a listener to the show. And then, if you've listened a long time, you know she contacted me to meet me here, and it didn't happen. But then I saw her in Milwaukee at my show, and it was great. And then I went to Milwaukee, and we went to a Brewers game, and she's just great. And you know, we'd always gotten along. I just thought she was perfect. But, you know, circumstances were circumstances, and so I was just happy to have her as a friend because she was really fun to be with. She was really fun to spend time with. Even when she was texting in her phone while her friend was singing karaoke and the two of them were fighting and I had to sit there and watch it. That was the night I looked at her and I said, I think you'd be fun to fight with. You know, and then I was in Green Bay to do my show around Halloween, and I saw her then, and we went to the game, and we just had a great time. She's really fun. And then of course I saw her again in December, and she came out here for Wheel of Fortune in November, and she's a good friend, and she's a good friend of me, and then a good friend of the show, and then I saw her last week. I went to Milwaukee before I went to Chicago. I wound up going to Milwaukee because there was a Rick Springfield concert. And I think we all know how much I love Rick Springfield. So I asked Jill if she would want to go, if I were to come out and get tickets. And she said she would, against her better judgment, but she said she would. She's no Rick Springfield fan. But we went to the show, and she looked incredible. Stunning, really. She's a beautiful woman, and so beautiful, in fact. And this is true. This is the kind of beautiful she is. She's walking with me, and guys are still stopping to talk to her and say hi. That's not even a lie. In the hotel lobby when she met me, and then at the concert itself. She and I remember it happened at the Packer game too, and the guy said that's the prettiest Packer fan I've ever seen as we walked by. She has that. And I feel lucky that she shares it with me. And I love Rick Springfield. But I would be lying if I didn't say that I may have used that as an excuse to go to Milwaukee just to see Jill. I saw that. I was like, hey, you know I like him. Would you go? And she, yes, good. I don't care. Let's fine. Thanks. and we had the best time. There's a photograph I took. It's on my Facebook wall. And it might be my favorite photo of all time. Because I look fucking great. And she looks like Jill. And I've waited a long time. And I'm still worried. Still worried about, I don't like no. And still worried about getting hurt. And always will be. Always will be. I don't know if you ever rebound completely and are able to just kind of say, yeah, everything's fine. It's not. It's not. You're still guarded a little bit, but when I see her, because she is just beautiful and kind and generous and perfect. And it makes me want to be vulnerable again. You guys can get me at mike@mikeshmidtcomedy.com. You guys can be my friends at facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can find David Hernandez at facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. If you'd like him to do artwork for you, you can go to artbydmh.com, ARTBYDMH.com. Lily Von Stupp can be found at facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can follow her at several different Twitter accounts, twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, twitter.com/MNTs, and twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest. But if you'd like to write her a personal note, and there's no questions for her this week, just do me a favor and write her a note and thank her for going through what has got to be unbelievable amounts of pain for one of our longest shows of the year. You can get her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com. Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. I happen to know the producer of that show. She is a good friend, a great friend, one of my best friends. I love her dearly, and she is sitting right here with us right now. Our friend Lily Von Stupp. How are you, Lily?
I am good, Michael. How are you?
You have powered through yet another broadcast, and I certainly do appreciate it, because I'll tell you what, guys, during the show, Lily would stand up, Lily would sit down, Lily sat on the ground, Lily took the computer and put it on the ground, she stood up, and it was just a real chore for her to get through this, and I thank you so much for being able to do so.
Thanks for making me laugh while I was in pain.
And I'm only making it longer, I guess, by asking these questions. I guess I should just run away.
Oh,
but
good.
All right, good. I'm glad. You don't know how, like, clenched your jaw sounded. It's all good. Shut up. Move on. How was the tease this past week?
It was wonderful.
I missed this tease. Unfortunately, I was not around. Was I on a plane? No, Monday I was working. I was interluding, doing stuff like that. But I came back, and I understand Bo Toxic was there. She's our friend.
She was awesome.
She's terrific. This week's show is the St. Patrick's Day, right? So that's going to be exciting. Is there an Erin Go Bra? Is there a Blarney Stone? What's happening?
There's a lot of liquor and tits.
Okay. And is it the all-you-can-drink ticket? Isn't that there?
Yeah, you can do an all-you-can-drink ticket if you want, or you can just buy a cover and enjoy the new bar menu, whatever makes you happy.
All you can drink for $40.
55.
Well, I was going to tag and then 15 for the show, which is 55. So come in and check that out. Or you can just buy a ticket to the show for 15 and come and see some hot girls on St. Patrick's Day as they peel back their shamrocks. Spread open their shamrocks for you. That'll be exciting.
Oh, if you go to the Monday Night Teas group, oh my God, Botoxic's boobs look so amazing. On the
Dudes, you need to see the flyer for St. Patrick's Day because Botoxic is very naked. And it's great. It's fun
That's
stuff.
the most naked I've ever had a flyer be.
Really?
Yeah.
You had to.
Yeah.
I remember you told me, Lily said, yeah, Botoxic sent me a photo. Oh my God. And I was like, really? And then you sent it to me and said, this is the flyer for St. Patrick's Day. I was like, gulp.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So, and will she be joining us for St. Patrick's Day?
She is.
Good. And a whole bunch of other Irish type people in
We
there.
have like 11 or 12 performers.
Great.
It's a bigger show.
Fun. And now will you be in a hosting capacity or in a Business
I will
Lily
be
capacity?
Sitting in the sound booth, I fear.
Okay. No, I think you'll be better by then. I mean, not completely fixed, but
I have 4 chiropractic appointments, 2 massage set up, and I may have to go in for some acupuncture.
good Lord.
All because I caught a cold.
Your body is a wonderland.
My body is a wonderland. I wonder what's going to go wrong.
Yeah, no kidding. And where you'll land when it does.
Oh, man.
Well, good. I'm sorry, and thank you again for helping. I mean, I know it was
No, it's gonna be
really.
a great show. It's all good.
I hope so. But it was very. Well, you're
People
very
are gonna
nice.
love this.
You'll make it funny, I hope.
I don't need to make it funny. It's beautiful and humorous and ridiculous
You're a lovely person.
and awesome and happy.
Yeah, I hope so.
Happy.
I'm. You know what? I am happy.
I like seeing you smile.
Well, there's reasons, but I've been. Yeah, I'm pretty goddamn happy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really happy.
Nice to be happy.
Yes, yeah, I'll tell you it is. So the Monday Night Teas is available. Go to brownpapertickets.com for tickets for all of the Monday Night Teas shows that are upcoming, that are listed, that are available. Go to Facebook.com/Monday Night Teas to join the group so you'll see who's coming and where they're going to be. And then you'll see Botoxic's flyer, of course. And join Lily on Facebook, be her friend if you'd like, or join all these different shows are available on Brown Paper Tickets. I want to tell you, I'm sorry, I'm rushing. I need to slow down and tell you that March 22nd, Saturday, at the Yost Theater, and I don't even know why I'm telling you this because it's sold out.
Sold out. I mean, sold out.
But Quentin Tarantino Reservoir Burlesque is going to be in the house available. If you can scalp a ticket or get a ticket from somebody you know, then that's good. But otherwise, go outside. You know what? Sit outside and put a glass to the wall and hear the amazing stuff that's going on. I will be there hosting, facilitating, getting hot girls on stage and having them take their clothes off. And I'm sure there's going to be stage blood and a bunch of jumping up and down. And it's going to be great and exciting. The Quentin Tarantino Burlesque Tribute Show, March 22nd, Saturday night at the Yost Theater in Santa Ana. I will not even give you the ticket information because guess what? Fucking sold out, as I told you it would be. And we all knew it would be. It sold out a little earlier than we thought. 400 people have bought tickets.
People.
And so that is 400 people who will be patiently waiting for me to shut up and bring out hot girls. I'm excited for it. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page. We've got all sorts of stuff there available for you. Schmitty Comes Alive download, For the Life of Schmitty download. Years 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of this podcast available individually or together as the UN of Evil box set. TweakedAudio.com. Good friends of ours, sponsors of the show. Go ahead and buy some gear from them or earbuds or all the cool stuff that they have. We have artwork that'll be signed for you. Hey, Mick in Australia, I promise I'll write you an email. I've been traveling and busy, but I've got to figure out what's going on. I already told Max, and there's a whole bunch going on, but I will contact you and let you know what's happening. You're a good person. Thank you. What else do we have on the page? We've got, the Yurt Dirt Dirt shirt is available, as well as the Big Angry CD. All of these things are available at the Joe Business page at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Go ahead and learn yourself or browse. And, also, you can shop at Amazon. I want to thank our friend Sarah J., who went to Amazon and spent some money there. Our friend Erica always does that. I want to say a special thank you to Erica Elliott because she's a good friend of the show, and she took me to the airport and then picked me up from the airport when I went to Milwaukee and to do the interlude stuff. And her and her son Eric picked me up, and then they just really nice. And you don't have to do that. And I didn't even get to buy her dinner because we were kind of in a hurry. And then yesterday I had to get home, and so I just wanted to thank her. And every time I say, I'm like, give me gas money, or want to buy you some dinner, she goes, this is my donation to a podcast that I love. I'm happy to do it. So that's amazing, and thank you so much for doing that for me, Erica. I do appreciate it very much. Erica told me a great story. She's a huge Kiss fan, and she was at the Kiss shows at Magic Mountain when they did Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. She was in the crowd. She's in 6th grade. She went to the show.
Wow.
So it's like every time I think I'm a good Kiss fan. I'm a big Kiss fan. And then she's got these stories, and she has, in her car, made me laugh. She goes, oh yeah, look in the door, in the photo album in the door, she's got her as Paul Stanley, her as Gene Simmons, all dressed up. And I just,
awesome.
just fucking amazing. So cool of her to do that for me. So thank you, Erica. I do appreciate it. And it's weird that I would be talking about rides when I'm talking about Erica because Uber is still a quasi-sponsor of this show. If you want to use Uber, you can go and use the code D21UI, and that's all lowercase, D21UI. And a Facebook friend of ours wrote me and said, hey, dude, do you still have that code for Uber? And I told him, and he said, we're calling one tonight. So I may have credits. I don't know. I haven't used Uber in a while. But
Find out.
I think you just have to sign in, which I should do right now. Let's do it. Let's get the phone. No, let's not get the phone. We can't get the phone. Wait, actually, I can't get the phone unless Dave's here to take my picture and put it up.
I'll take a picture and send it.
Oh, that'll be perfect. I can't wait to see what meme he creates out of my phone head or something. I don't know. Dude. I woke up and I saw that he sketched that thing. He sketched on the sketch pad all the different things with me with the phone. And the funniest one was him with the phone for the phone. Because you know what's funny is he did that as a joke, but he doesn't know that actually happened.
Really?
I was on my phone in the bedroom and he goes, hey, Dennis is on the phone for you, one of the members of the UN of Evil. And I go, why is Dennis calling me? And he goes, because he wants to talk to you? I have no idea. Have you talked? Because Dennis has been trying to get hold of me since my mom. And we haven't talked. We've texted. So he knew I was there, so he tracked me down. But I feel weird taking a phone call at somebody else's house. It's ridiculous. But I was also on Facebook on my phone when he told me that I had a phone call.
They have a landline?
They do. They have kids. You never know what happens. You need a backup landline. Yeah, I still have a landline. I have a landline at my house. I tried to get rid of it, and I tried to do whatever I could. I called AT&T, and every time I called them with some threat to get rid of it, they're like, hold on a second. Here's the new price. And they just keep whittling it down to where it's like, it might be a dime a month, but I still have it in my house. And here's another thing. I think I may have even talked about this on here. When I got DirecTV, the Genie, I had to disconnect the fucking service from because they used to go through the wall, through the phone. Did I talk about that on here? No. Okay. So now now it's uses my Wi-Fi. So the Genie's into my Wi-Fi. My phone has not worked since. Literally, my phone has not worked in like 3 months, my landline.
Well, maybe they just finally canceled it.
No, because it says check telephone line. It still works, and I still get billed for it, and I still got to pay for it. Because it's like,
what's wrong with you? Call them and get it gone.
well, I agree with you, but then I got to pay for internet, which is weird because I have an old building. My building's not as old as yours, but it's old because I wanted to get like super crazy high-speed internet, and the wires in my building don't support it. Yeah. So I go with, I have the company that I use, and then they also give me my phone, and then it turned out it would just made sense to have the phone and the internet from them at the same time.
I'm bored.
You and me both. You know what? I'm going to pick up my phone. That's what I'm going to do.
I apologize that I even brought up the fact that he has a landline. I'm sorry. I brought this show to a screeching halt.
You want nothing more than me out of here and you laying down, and you continued that conversation. That is on you. That is absolutely not on me.
I finally just said I'm bored.
Because I was looking for a way out, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a second. What about, I'll talk about that all fucking day. I mean, it's not like this show is long enough or anything. I want to go ahead and talk about my phone line. Hey, folks, have you switched your phone plan? Let's talk about your landline. Do you have a landline we can discuss? Because I'm sure you'd love to go ahead and get in this conversation. Good Lord. I got to get the fuck out of here. Terrible. All right, show's ending a little differently today.
Huh?
Because we have a musical genius at our disposal, which helps. And when he's not making fun of me, he's creating genius work and helping me by doing things that are amazing. Are you okay? You're flinching. I feel so badly. I'll be leaving soon. But our friend David Hernandez, I asked him as a favor to cover like Rock and Roll and Radio by Ray LaMontagne. And I sent him the song, and it was funny. He wrote me back and he goes, don't you have any songs that men sing? Because it's a really high register for him. And but then I went, I asked him to do it like I think it was a week ago or whatever. He learned the song in a week, in addition to doing interlude stuff and everything else. And I show up at the place at his house, and he's like, all right. He goes, I haven't mixed it yet, but you got to hear this and tell me what you think if it's close. And he plays it, and I'm a sap, so I teared up in his fucking basement. You know what I mean? It was just like a little bit, yeah. No, I immediately picked up my phone and I started dialing on anyone. But he did, and he, just like I do, where I worry about things and I wonder if I'm right or I'm wrong. And he wrote it, and he's like, is that close? And I'm like, that's amazing. And he's like, all right, good. He goes, I got to get it off this disc and we'll figure it out. And he goes, but I'll send it to you. So this week, as I said, I'm lucky enough to have a Renaissance man who is, for some reason, happy to help me whenever I need it. And so, David Hernandez, take it away.
you still in love with me, like the way you used to be? Or is it changing? Is it deeper over time, like the river that is winding through the canyon? Are you still in love with her? Do you remember how you were before the sorrow? Are you closer for the tears, or has the weight of all the years left you hollow? Are we strangers now, like the Ziegfeld gal and the vaudeville show? Are we strangers now, like rock and roll and the radio? Like rock and roll and radio. I can see you lying there, tying ribbons in your hair, pulling faces. I can feel your hand in mine, though we're living separate lives in separate places. Are we strangers now, like the Ziegfeld gal and the vaudeville show? Are we strangers now, like rock and roll and the radio? Like rock and roll and radio. All these white lies hanging like flies on the wall, hardwired, road tired, counting curtain calls, waiting for the axe to fall. Are you still in love with me, like the way you used to be? Or is it changing? Is it deeper over time, like the river that is winding through the canyon? Are we strangers now, like the Ziegfeld gal and the vaudeville show? Are we strangers now, like rock and roll and the radio? Like rock and roll and radio. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want.